Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Wealthiest Risings. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Hopefully, you woke up feeling cheerful, happy, and blessed. If not, let's get you there. Because God is good, life is great. Ain't nobody mad but the devil, okay? So, hi guys, welcome to my platform. This is going to be a message for the collective. Collective, my messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. We're going to take this off like we do every day with the Al-Fatiha. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful, all praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with or those who are astray. Then we're going to go into Psalms 91. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. If nobody told you they love you today, I do. Psalms 91 begins with, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue Him. I will protect Him, for He acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him with long life. I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. I mean, all right. So I have something that maybe y'all might want to listen to. Right here. So this morning I started reading Ezra's 2, and chapter 5 really caught my eye. It was this conversation between Ezra and an angel of God. It's honestly completely mind-blowing. Ezra asks God, Lord, your concern is with the people alive at the end of the world. But what about us? What about the people before us and the people who will come after us? So this morning I started meaning also there was people here before us, there was people here after reading us. Ezra 2, there was and chapter people... 5 really caught my eye. It was this conversation between Ezra and an angel of God. It's honestly completely mind-blowing. Ezra asks God, Lord, your concern is with the people alive at the end of the world. But what about us? What about the people before us and the people who will come after us? All right, so I was trying to put it on pause and not turn it off. Anyway, so there's something happening right now, and apparently there's some new information being given, and they're calling in some religious folks, and they're telling them to prepare their people for what's about to happen. And God answers with something deep. He says final judgment is like a circle. A circle has no true beginning and no true end. Those who come early are not too early, and those who come later are not too late. Then Ezra asks another question. He says, why didn't God just create all humans at the same time, past, present, and future, so final judgment could happen sooner? And the angel answers, creation cannot move faster than the creator. Then he gives an example. He says, asking that would be like asking a woman who gave birth to 10 children, why didn't you have them all at once instead of one at a time? Then comes the part that stopped me.
And if you have older or younger brothers and sisters or siblings, then you know just as well as anybody else knows that they don't get the same parents. The parent that I had is different from the parent that, because I'm the oldest. So the parents that I have were different from the parents that my siblings had, my younger brothers had. They may have been more patient. They may have grown more. They may be more established as parents. They may be more patient.
The angel says the world is like a womb. And when Ezra asks whether the world is young or old, the angel says, ask a woman who has had many children why her younger children are not as strong or as tall as the older ones. Because the children born while she was young and healthy are stronger, while the children born later, when she's older and weaker, are smaller and weaker.
So y'all can look at, probably your brothers and sisters, your siblings. It could be mentally, physically, spiritually, um, depending upon. So it makes sense.
Two. Then he says, you will notice that you are smaller than people of earlier generations, and those who come after you will be smaller still. Think about that. According to this passage, humanity doesn't get stronger as the world ages, it actually gets weaker. The earth itself is growing old, and creation is losing the strength of its youth. And honestly, does it not completely challenge what we're talking?
And this is the other thing. Most of the time, you get stronger with wisdom, or you grow more, with knowledge when get older. So it's things that you wish you probably have known as you get older. There's things that you know later on in life that you don't know when you're young.
Not today, because modern culture teaches humanity is constantly evolving upward. But many ancient texts and even the Bible describe the.
But as y'all see, we are regressing. And all of the things that they have been trying to hide. If you look at history, we had better stuff. I keep saying that. And even, ancient texts and ancient civilizations kind of show that.
The opposite. Longer lifespans in the beginning, greater strength, massive ancient structures, stories and bones of giants and mighty men of old. Then over time,
the other part is it's the stuff that they want to cover up, because I told you there's a big narrative or a big push to try to hide things, and only a certain group of people get the information, and they're hoarding wealth, knowledge, information. They're hoarding.
Humanity declines, smaller, weaker, shorter lives, further from God. And maybe that's why scripture repeatedly says, the wise will understand, Daniel 12:10. But because most people never stop long enough to question whether the world itself is aging exactly like these ancient texts describe. So this morning I started reading Ezra.
So the sky is falling, right? But mind you, it's like a what do they call it? A tower. That's what it's called. Um, so where somebody can look at it and say, the sky is falling, everything's falling apart. But for other people, they can look at it and they can say, it's falling, it's coming together, right? Um, it depends on what the perspective is, or what your perception of the situation is. Hmm. So in a tower moment, it is everything falling apart, shaking up, and depending upon how you see it, it's gonna be how you feel about it. So last night I watched this show. It was called Endress. It was something about California. Um, it's on Netflix, right? There's a spider. I don't know if I like it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it because it's little, but I don't like it. Anyway, as you know, spiders, oh, what a tangled web we weave when at first we practice to deceive, which goes with the message because that's what actually happened. They started to deceive. Anyway, so what I was watching last night, it started off with an earthquake. And remember, I told you they ain't seen the likes of the earthquake that I felt when I said something about it in 2022, 2023, right? I felt it. My body was shaking. That's how bad it was. But mind you, it looked like kind of what they described in the video. Anyway, so everything, a big hole, sinkhole, came up. Watch this. Okay. We just gonna do this one. I'm putting y'all title where it need to be. That's what I'm doing. And then they ended up falling through this little sliver in the sky because it was a huge ass sinkhole, and everybody thought they died. Meanwhile, they collapsed back into history. Right? It was almost like the world undoing itself, like a sinkhole falling in, and then you went back in time. How they figured this out is because one of the guys was like, that was a tar pit and some other shit, and he saw camels, and he was a anthropologist and whatever the hell them people are. Start with A. Anyway, so long story short, they figured out they went back in time. The people that was in the now time was able to communicate with them because the husband was trying to get the wife, and the son fell in. The daughter got away. Anyway, long story short, it kind of reminded me of everything that's happening right now. Where they kind of don't know. They're literally trying to tell us. So these people know more than we know, so they're lying. But also, there's stuff that they don't know that they can't really tell us because they don't know. But meanwhile, we would have been better prepared for it if they did lie the whole entire time. So now, even if they decided to tell us something, we're probably not going to believe them anyway. Why? Because they've been lying this whole entire time. And mind you, I told you this is like the great upside down. Anything that they say, probably believe the complete opposite anyway, because it's their narrative. So who's telling the story, and what does it benefit them? Welcome, y'all. Thank you for being here. Wealthiest rising. Love y'all, and come on in. So who's telling the story? Who's narrating? That's why they call it his story, right? Because when we come to find out, the person that wins, the person that conquers, the person that gets left, gets to tell the story. And for all intents purposes, they should want to even be honest about it and tell it to the total facts. Like right now, people don't really truly believe that this system is based off of the Game of Thrones. Mind you, they put everything in your fucking face. Everything is about territory. We talked about it already. Who owns the earth? It's supposed to be the people. The people are supposed to own the earth. But meanwhile, back at Bandcamp, we have governments and systems telling us you have to pay taxes for this. You have to do this. But mind you, our tax money and our tax dollars are not going to the things that they're telling us that we have to pay for. Kind of like, when you sit in the church and they tell you, we're going to take a fund for the church building, the building fund, and the church never gets fixed. But meanwhile, the pastor got everything, and then they get mad at when there's jokes and things being cracked about it, and that's not the way it is, and da 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 da. Meanwhile, the only reason why we can crack jokes about it is because it's happening. And there's this thing that I keep saying about the people. They're not mad at them doing the thing. What they're mad at is, why are y'all knowing? Why are you able to see it? And that's sad because they're not mad at what they're doing. They mad at us for being aware. That's freaking eerie. But anyway, long story short, that's the system. So right now, message. The old system can't hide it anymore. Fake news, fake politics, fake reality. All right, so go with that. We're going to do our affirmations like we always do. Because if not for nothing, guess who you can control? Yourself. Guess what you can do? Create positive environments and everything else around you, because just because they describe it and just because they name it don't make it true. Remember, we talked about that. So first and foremost, I trust my discernment and see beyond deception. Thank you, God, for making me aware. Thank you for allowing me to be able to see, even when they don't want us to. My mind is clear, aware, and impossible to manipulate. My mind is clear, aware, and impossible to manipulate. I stay grounded while the world around me shifts. That's like a tongue twister. Like why? I stay grounded while the world around me shifts. Because you have to be able to see this for what it is. Truth reveals itself to me in divine timing. Now, we may not understand why a lot of things are happening. So, this is the thing. When we ask for truth, we can't tell God how to give it to us. I say that all the time. It's something that you have to put in your mind. So, people will ask, well, why does God allow this? Why does God allow this? Why does God allow this? All the while, it's a lack of accountability on our own parts. Why? Because we're allowing a lot of things that are actually actively happening right now. So, depend upon what part of social media you watch, right? Because some of y'all may not actively know this, but some of y'all may already know this. So depending upon what part of social media you're on, there is something that happened, and they said that some pastors got called in, and they're on social media speaking and saying that for all intents purposes, some files are about to be released, documents are about to be shown, and y'all man is sitting up at the in the seat of power is saying um that they're about to drop something. Mind you, another distraction because they keep saying aliens exist and this, that, and third. And even if we believe and know the alien exists, we ain't seen them yet. Like y'all been telling us since 1932 that they didn't exist, didn't exist, didn't exist. Then you started saying they did exist, and we still ain't seen the mother suckers yet, right? All right. So what this dude is practically saying is that some church leaders got pulled in, and he told them to prepare the people for they not ready for what's about to be shown. Then what was also said was that these particular beings are going to be telling the people that this is all assimilation basically is what I gathered, and I'm interpreting loosely because more bullshit, um or more facts, take it how it resonates. They're going to be telling the people that they created us, there is no God, God does not exist, and their narrative is to tell us that they created us, right? Now, this is the thing, and I ain't saying nothing about nobody or nothing, but y'all heard what the lady said. Y'all also see what happens in Genesis. If you look at Genesis all on its own, in the book that they gave us, right? It's talking about other gods being there, because in the term it starts using is we, us, and they. But God is talking at that moment in time. So that would allow us to say or know that there's somebody else and there's something else that's happening. Y'all also heard what the lady said, because there's other different texts that, and I don't want to keep trying to beat a dead horse, but the Vatican, the Catholic Church, painted the picture, the narrative. So we know who's, orchestrating. Now, why would they start to say that this is what's about to be said, but this is the narrative that's being painted anyway, because that's what it's looking like. I was having a conversation with my son one day, and my son said the same exact thing. Like, what if this is da 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 da? So it's making me wonder if they're hearing the narrative, if they're hearing the direction that the people are going, and they're starting to try to spin it. Because at this point, it's making me wonder, why would y'all pitch that to anybody? Why would it be so imperative for you to have to call in a meeting? But also, why is there only a certain group of people, aka pastors, that are getting this information? My son said, see, I told you, hey, Zamir. And he not lying. Like, he literally said this already before they started this. So that's what's making me wonder, like, are y'all pitching this narrative because y'all already see that this is what the people are saying? I am cracking up. Zimmer, what did you send in? Okay, it got music in it, so I can't play it. But again, they talking about the Anunnaki. But mind you, the people already know about the Anunnaki. My sister is big on the Anunnaki. Like, so why are y'all now trying to spin it for your own benefit? But this is the thing. Nobody believes nothing that they're saying right now. So as the people are talking, as the pastors are going, y'all, this is real stuff. Like, you can go look on social media and everything else. Like, this is happening. It's like, I don't know, again, what part of social media you're on, because a lot of people pick and choose what they're seeing. So you could be on this platform, you could be on this platform, and not on this platform. But in case y'all don't know, in 2025, the rapture was happening in October. I have videos to prove it. And then, mind you, some people were upset because they didn't get raptured. People was giving away all their stuff. It was a whole big thing. So you may have missed that. And then some people was upset because, they missed the rapture and this, that, and the third. And then that meant they got left here on earth. Meanwhile, y'all, what is God telling you? The connection that you have to God, what is God telling you? Are you going to listen to the fear mongering? Because they're also pushing narratives, wars, excuse me. They try to speed up prophecy. And it's funny how even in the midst of some lies that they told, the prophecy is still coming true. Like, even in the midst of the age of Aquarius, like, look it up. All of these things existed in time before we existed, right? So it was funny watching a movie on Netflix that's basically showing some people fell into a crack, a wormhole, or a black hole, and they were able to kind of assist in or alter the future. Because what ended up happening was they was trying to figure out how to get out of the wormhole. The plane that they sent in, the government sent in a plane, the plane crashed. And so later on, the people that were actually actively in the real world, which should be this one, but it's whatever world you live in, because these people live over here. Mind you, at this point in time, it's a lot of Mandela effects happening right now. It's a lot of time manipulation happening right now. Like, again, people are finding duplicates of things that they know they did not have. But mind you, I actively have already been telling y'all, I already been seeing this. I told y'all about the car that, was in front of me. Same tag, same car, same everything. And it kept making me think that it was me. And I told y'all this in 2024. And I'm trying to get closer to it, but it was, going faster than what I could get to it. And then, traffic and things of that nature. But everything in me felt like that was me. And now here we are, and it's 2026, and now this is what is being said. Hey, Mike, love you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Mike, have you seen the information that they're talking about? The pastors got called into the meeting about, the aliens about to present themselves to people, and for the people to be told they're not ready for what they're about to see. A lot of y'all gonna drop dead anyway. I hate to tell y'all. So this is stay prayed up. And I don't mean to say it like that, but we can talk to God about it. Because in the book of Revelations, it says, where in the book of Revelations does it talk about. And I don't mean to say it like that, but it's already a prophecy. Like, your brain will try to protect you, or your brain will not be able to discern, certain things. Like, it's trying to make sure that, oh well, you're going to be safe. Meanwhile, this is really happening, and so they try to say it's AI, it's AI, it's AI, it's AI, because they're trying to prep you for whatever bullshit they're about to start. Okay. So just know that. I saw a content creator who made a video, but I fell asleep before watching it. Oh, matter of fact, look, I don't gotta lie to y'all. I told y'all I be trying to make sure I tell y'all the truth around here, because I don't like lying to y'all. If it's gonna be a lie, I'm gonna let them tell it. Pastors. I mean, and then on top of that, it just further pushes the narrative that the pastors are also part of the problem, because they're being used to, manipulate the people. What they say? They say pastors and faith leaders being told to prepare for alien disclosure. That's what that said. Hold on, I gotta get my charger, because my phone is dying, and so it's not going to turn up. Let me make sure
Spacecraft that some of the people who in the meeting telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them.
I don't want to be amongst the great deceivers. I want to tell you where I got it from, so that way you can know exactly the way I know that this is what these people's about to do. Right in your face, but guess what? Even actively right in your face, this ain't new. The narrative has already been told. Now they're trying to, this is the conspiracy theories that they've been trying to say about people this whole entire time. And now all the conspiracy theories or theorists are all telling the truth. This ain't new. So they're trying to tell you that it's fake. Go look up the Anunnaki. This story has been around for forever. So to me, again, this is whatever spin they're trying to do. They're trying to manipulate you again, and they're trying to say that these stories and these people, which already been told, already been a prophecy. So why do they now want to tell you the story, but they want to put a spin on it?
And you need to get ready to answer them.
But y'all, this ain't new. This is all the stuff that they told you was a lie.
And some of it has to do,
and now it's happening. So why are they trying to put a spin on it? Hold on. Y'all ready?
He said, Perry, what they're about to release, from what we're hearing, there's going to be a release concerning aliens and concerning unidentified flying object spacecraft, that some of the people who were in the meeting were telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them for what you're about to hear being released. And some of it has to do with crafts that have been discovered that are not allegedly a part of our planet, and the materials they're made of are not a part of our planet. Very strange reptilian-looking creatures and other things that almost sound like something out of a sci-fi movie or an Orson Welles book. He said, Perry, what they're about to release now, from what we're hearing,
this ain't what they about to release. This has already been in the spiritual community. This has already been a part of history. This is also why the Egyptian walls look the way they look. So why are they now trying to spin it for their benefit? Because before they were saying that that's not true. Now they're prepping the church. Ain't y'all tired of these people like prepping y'all for their shit? Ain't y'all tired of them spinning the narrative and the story? Wouldn't you just rather have the story as it is without their take on it? Why do they think that they have to always input their whatever it is? Because this ain't new. For anybody that don't know, this is not new. They're just now telling you. But this is where their Bible stories come from. This is where the history comes from. And guess what? I don't even care about none of the stuff they saying because I ain't gonna believe them and I ain't gonna believe them. Because if you hear this whole entire time and you let these funky ass people do all of this stuff, then I got a bone to pick with them too. So I don't care what you look like. I don't care how long you've been here. I don't care like if you was the interpretation or the beginning, the end, whatever. Until you show me that you can fucking fix this place and get these people that's been robbing, cheating, stealing, purging the system up out of here, I ain't gonna believe them and I ain't gonna believe y'all either. You're gonna have to show me. So if they start doing that, when they start doing that, and little Anki and whoever the hell else, get them up out of here and create the earth that we supposed to have. Because if you can't do that, then you clearly work for them too. So I'm not going to be deceived based off of the lesser, the what do they call it, the lesser of two evils. I'm going to just think both of y'all is evil. Cause if you've been sitting here watching this shit show the whole entire time and you ain't heard me tell you get them 1,006 times before this place turned into whatever it is. So whatever they about to release and however they about to do it, I don't give a damn. Cause unless you can fix this shit, and I mean fix it all the way. All the people that wanted, all the money, this, that, and the third, good, give it to them. But put them somewhere else where them and their money can be, together. Stop disrupting humanity in a way that is not good for nobody else. So do that. Mike said, good morning, family. I saw a content creator who made a video about it, but I fell asleep before watching it. Are they pre-programming us or trying to scare the people, or are they going to tell us? They ain't going to tell us shit. They ain't never going to tell us the truth. It ain't in them. And by the time, this is the other thing, it's like the little boy that cried wolf. By the time they start to tell us, bitch, I can't believe nothing you're saying anyway, because if it comes with $1 attached to it, I can almost bet they might start fucking charging rides to go see the alien spaceship. Like these bitches is, if they can turn it into $1, I ain't fucking with them. That's what they gonna do. He said, right, 100%. I don't want to hear their BS. I want to facts, facts on top of facts. Because what is you waiting for so long for? Like these niggas is out here, and that's what they was talking about. This disclosure is about to happen. So y'all about to get alien disclosure, which we already got alien disclosure, right? This is the first person I said yesterday.
Who was also at the meeting. His name is Larry Ragland. Check out the clip. I need to come to a private meeting with a group of men who are connected with the intelligence world.
All right, we can't listen to what he did. The hell he said because he want to. They want to put. Why the fuck do they put music in it?
Pastors being briefed on UFO disclosure just collapsed. You've probably seen the clips already. Pastor Larry Ragland allegedly claimed that U.S. Congress.
Oh, and then right behind that, so they had the meeting, and then right behind that, somebody got a phone call from the government and said, "Shut your bitch ass up." On top of that, so then the niggas started getting threatened. So just so y'all know, and when niggas start getting threatened, what you know? It's the truth, because they ain't threatening nobody that ain't telling you the truth. Okay, because then what's this? Like a lot of people, y'all ain't never gonna believe nothing anyway. Especially like the older people. The older people are never gonna believe nothing. The aliens gonna have to come down here and sit on their living room couch and discuss it to them, because they're not gonna care. They're gonna continue.
And that is such. They want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO or related material, and we're going to be releasing a lot of things from that we haven't.
And again, right? I don't have no beef with this nigga. I don't have no beef with him because at this point in time, it is like a lot of stuff that we wouldn't have been given is also being given. But also, I got an issue with the nigga because you keep trying to distract us from the shit that you have done, and this is a bigger criminal. You trying to lock people up for shit that you done worse in life. Now I love the fact that you want to give us disclosure, but again, it's another distraction because are these niggas gonna be talking to us later? After you give us disclosure and you say that okay, in 1902 we contacted aliens and aliens contacted us, and at the beginning of time when it started, this is how the world begins. Like, even if they give us all the disclosure, we still can't turn a blind eye to the shit that these people are doing. Like, we got to be able to pay attention to everything that's happening all at the same time because everything is important. We can't let them continue to keep pushing their fake ass narratives because again, he was the biggest one talking about fake news, fake this, fake this, fake this. But mind you, they're behind behind the illusion. The old system can't hide it anymore. Fake news, fake politics, fake reality. Their slip is showing. That's what the elders used to say. The old people, my grandma, when your stuff, when your slip fall down, it's like an analogy of you out here, you're being exposed. So their slip is showing. Because they can't hide the fact that everybody's experiencing some form of time manipulation, time glitch, whatever they're doing, that it's like chaos. Like they're clamoring, stepping over each other. It's a whole bunch of this happening. Like they're trying to figure out how to fix whatever it was that they done messed up and they done damaged. Meanwhile, you out here on a daily basis trying to figure out how you just gonna live, and they got time. You don't got time for that. And now here we go. Mind you, I keep trying to tell people. I think it was '86 that I remember when NASA had said something about a time warp or a time hole. It's like a wrinkle in time. Like y'all don't realize these names, these titles are important for a reason. The title's always right. They be telling us stuff. Hey, Majestic Grace, love you. She said thriving, rising, period. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Love you. So Majestic Grace, we got the old system can't hold it anymore. Fake news, fake politics, fake reality. Everything's falling apart. These niggas yesterday, I was just showing them about how they started with the whole pastors being told about the aliens, this, that, and the third, and then right behind that, as soon as they got together and it hit social media like a wildfire, then all of a sudden they got niggas out here backtracking and everything else. But this man over here, because they don't want them to release it until he releases the files. But meanwhile, it's so many files being released. Like, at what point in time are we going to get to the real, the nitty gritty of a thing? Like, we see what the problem is. None of this is real. They want you to, think that you got to continue to struggle, stress, and be, what's the word? Gaslit into the system, and people are tired of that. Like, just tell us. At this point, just tell us. Tell us what y'all did. Tell us what happened so we can get into whatever the next phase of this is. So, let's see. People will faint from terror, apprehensive of the world of what is coming in the world. So it's Luke 21 and 26. Let's go find it. Also Book of Revelation 6:15 and 17. People hiding in fear during cosmic upheaval. Cosmic upheaval, which is in the Bible, which is in the sky, which is stuff that they told y'all not to deal with and not to do. Like, at some point in time, I get that we all love the Lord around here, but we got to stop allowing the people who are manipulating behind the scenes, the religions, the books, and everything else. We got to stop allowing them to tamper with our brains. Now, every time I look at a map, when a map shows up, like, y'all, I can't unsee that the map ain't that big. Like, literally now, if you start to look at the map for its whole entirety, right? Don't let it go beyond the picture. Put the map inside the picture and look at how small the world is. Like, we may be a blip on the scale, but the scale ain't really that big either. The amount of time that we have been arguing amongst each other, black, white, da 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 da, is not as like a blip on the map in comparison as to the amount of time that we done already been here. The amount of manipulation from what you can see from before going into now. Y'all heard what the lady said? It's like having a parent and they continuing to have babies and this, that, and the third. And over time, first they were big children. It's like y'all ever seen the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito? And they tell you about genetics, like the first child gets all the good shit, and then it's like the last one gets trash, genetics and DNA. That's why he was big and that's why he was little. Like literally, they be telling the shit in our face, but we don't even think about it. Like it literally goes over our head until when you can see it is when you can see it. Mind you, they had everything. Look at the buildings. The buildings that they inherited. They didn't build them buildings. They said established. They didn't say built. Mind you, even in the Bible, when they're giving us, the truth inside of the lie, even in there, it says you will inherit buildings that you did not build. But mind you, then all of a sudden they decided that they should take it over, that it was for them and not for us. They want to control the world. Nas told you, if I rule the world, and we rule the world, we free all our sons. Like, why is people being locked the fuck up for shit that less stuff than what these niggas who sitting in leadership have done? You mean to tell me it's a nigga in jail for a 20 bag of weed, a pound of weed at this point? Like, I don't give a damn if a nigga had bricks, this, that, and the third. At this point, you selling cocaine should be less of a charge than a child molester. Like, if you ain't killed nobody out this bitch, these people is putting this on the map. And you mean to tell me it's a nigga that's locked up for some type of drug offense, some type of something, and it's a whole predator, kill, steal, destroy, anything and everything that they can big enough to do, they done it, and this nigga ain't locked the fuck up. I mean, thank you for the disclosure and all that. We love that. But you still ain't answer for your charges yet either. The court system. Ain't nobody over there answering for their charges because guess what they're doing? Actively assisting. Remember, the thing is that they're supposed to protect and serve police. You're supposed to protect and serve. Do y'all feel protected and served? No. They're supposed to represent the people. Do y'all feel represented? And this is the reason why I keep saying, how is it that they're supposed to represent the people, but I don't feel represented, but you want to be in leadership? And again, I ain't got no issues with this nigga only because, like, God allowed it. God is allowing all of this stuff to play out. God is allowing things to be uncovered and things to be shown. Who am I to tell God how to do it? I asked God to do it. God, please do that. Please get them. Please return the people's stuff. Like anything and everything that they touch, please, God, return it. Restoration, please, God. These people out here telling y'all that they can't we ain't got reparations or restoration for the black people, the people that they have put their foot on. Mind you, guess what, y'all? We extend so far. Every culture. And this is the reason why they can't do reparations, because it would have to go into Mexico. It would have to go into every country, because guess what? Not to mention when they did have slavery, not that they brought people in from slavery, but the fact that we had to fucking run to other places. That's what it's about. Not that, oh, they was bringing people in from Africa. No, our ancestors had to run to different places. Like Mexican people and black people, y'all don't realize how closely y'all related y'all are, for real, for real. Like when you start really looking at the real truth of a thing, it wasn't even the fact that, and it could be people running from other countries and even coming here. But just think about the indigenous people that were here that had to leave this country when the flood of other people came in here. And now they are displaced in the other countries. And now y'all cultures is now, actively this indigenous nation. But mind you, we all existed coming from the same location, same simulation, the same light being. But here we are. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me come up here to y'all. Mike said right, 100%. Don't want to hear the BS. I want the truth and facts. We also got to be mindful of Project Bluebeam, excuse me, to fake the alien invasion. Hello, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Unless these niggas is here and get them, because ain't nobody's gonna not tell me that y'all can't see who the problem is. So if they show the fuck up, then we just gonna have to think that they AI or they fucking the Elon Musk done built some robots or something. Cause at this point, like, I'm not gonna believe shit these people talking about because I can't. So we already know they will try to poison us, they will try to kill us, they will do anything and everything in their power. Mind you, this is what I'm saying. How we gonna feel represented in a place that don't give a damn if we live or die? Everything that they're doing. That's just like everything that's happening with this ship and this, that, and the third. Y'all them people been off that ship. If y'all go look at the dates and everything else, these people, literally yesterday, I heard in Georgia, it's 2 cases already. Y'all had to have known, like, it's too many people around here and y'all talking too much shit. At this point, y'all look like y'all gonna revolt. Y'all look like y'all gonna do something. So they got to decrease the numbers to get y'all asses up out of here. Meanwhile, stay prayed up, because guess what? Over here, Psalms 91 says, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. The reason why they keep wanting to manipulate is because as long as they keep their eyes on them, and as long as they keep y'all out of covenant, and as long as they keep you focused on the wrong God and situation, they can kill you, they can destroy you, they can manipulate. But even throughout the manipulation, right? Because again, we can go back to different biblical texts, stuff that hasn't been manipulated, stuff that hasn't been altered. Why? Because a long time ago, somebody took some text and they left when the people was trying to get their hands on it, because they was calling for all the books to be sent into Rome. Like, y'all can look this shit the fuck up. They was looking for all of the texts and they told them send everything over here because they didn't want y'all knowing what they had. Like, somebody actually interpreted the book wrong and put it out, and they knew it. And then that got circulated. Like, there's a whole lot of manipulation that has gone on. So then they told them people, send all them books over here so we can get rid of them. And then we'll go through and we'll send what we need to send. Ethiopian Bible didn't do it. The monks had it in the mountains. This is the reason why the Ethiopian Bible has different stuff in it than their Bible has in it. But if you also look at it, Christians, like, y'all don't have to believe nothing I'm telling you. Go look at the Catholic Bible. Ask them who has the most the most books, who has the most power over what gets put in and what gets taken out. You don't have to believe me. Like, history's there. Why are these people the ones that are hoarding and hiding information? And then they'll tell you that they're not, but mind you, you can't touch it. If you ask to come look at it, you're not a scholar. It don't belong to them. These people actively have the power to call into different places of the world and get stuff that don't belong to them. It belongs to a different civilization, different country, different state, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, they have the power to get it. If something happens right now, guess who the hell coming? And they'll shut the whole entire everything down until they get to look at it, and then they'll decide what gets put out. Who told them that they own the world? Did God tell you that they was in charge? Because at this point, they done self-appointed themselves the keepers of the knowledge, the keepers of the records. But mind you, God had already appointed, because if you believe in God, you believe in God all the way, wholeheartedly. Before the religion, before the text, before anybody told you to. Because you knew God before you came into this system. When your spark of light came in, that was God's approval and allowing you to even be here. But then you have people, entities, beings demons and devils in people form telling you what you can and cannot do and how you can do it. Free will is not your free will. Who said that though? This is how they keep your mind in the illusion of small. You remain small, but your body, your mind does so much more than what you even know. There's stuff that we haven't even tapped into. You want to know why we ain't going to tap into it? As long as they're in control, they're going to keep you under the spell of smallness. You're an infinite soul, an infinite being. Your consciousness is infinite. It expounds and goes beyond this world, beyond your body. And I know a lot of y'all don't know that. And then y'all are just going, oh, she's just saying mystical things. No, I'm telling you the truth. Go look it up. There's stuff that they don't want you to know, but they have to put it here in plain sight. And if you don't go look it up for yourself, then guess what? You allowed the spell to happen. That's also a part of it. If you don't say nothing, you don't go look into it, and you allow it, it's giving consent. You're giving consent for your spirit to be held down. And I don't authorize that for mine. So I'm sitting here, I'm telling you, but I'm talking to myself, just in case they try to do that, thing that they be doing. And if anything lasts and I get to see myself projected, I'll know. This is a note for me. So I'm talking to me. You can remain in the darkness. It's up to you. I'm not trying to tell nobody to wake up. You can remain as asleep as you want to. You can say that there's a problem with me. You can do whatever it is you want to do and say whatever it is you want to say. I'm talking to me. Anyway, there's in the book of Revelation 6:15-17, people hiding in fear during cosmic upheaval. Book Revelations 8 and 9, plagues and destruction affecting humanity. Book of Revelation 16, bowls of wrath bringing suffering and panic. So we're going to go to this one right here, because I said a lot of y'all going to have a heart attack anyway, and I ain't wishing nothing on nobody. The Bible said it. God said it. Like even in the old text, like that's even there too. Like a lot of people are not going to be able to handle what's going to happen. All right, so I'm asking for it to give me the whole thing from Luke 21 and 26. It says, man's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And Mike, you could potentially be right, because you said up here, what are they trying to do? Because like I told y'all even about the world war, like they're trying to start prophecy. These people think they bigger than God. Like it's supposed to happen in divine timing. They're trying to force something to happen. Because it ain't a world war until we all get beefing around this bitch. These people just can't start arguing with somebody and say that, okay, it's no, when everybody starts arguing because we know that shit's wrong. Now we in a world war because the whole entire world is actively. So we getting there. But this is something they started. They trying to force. Because, they wake up every day and they being nasty. Are they pre-programming us or trying to scare us, the people, or are they going to tell us the truth? When they start whatever they're starting, because like I said, they seem like they're trying to initiate whatever's happening because they already know that it done already started, but they're trying to now force some shit. This is why they get ready to do some weird shit. She said, because the video I saw yesterday, it was a light-skinned black pastor with 7 churches. His way of preparing his flock is telling them not to believe what's about to be said. What's about to be said or what's already... This shit is old. Like, this is how stupid... God forgive me. But literally, this is how stupid this is. This is how stupid this is. But mind you, because of the fact that it be older people in church and they brainwashing these people, this ain't new. Ain't none of this new. All of this has they already know it. That's why they're doing it. It's like a backhanded thing they're doing. It's backhanded. Preparing the church. They get ready to manipulate and lie to y'all again. The spiritual people, everybody that has been paying attention and not to them, already know that this is in existence. This is a prophecy before they started it. But y'all don't gotta listen. Like, let them people prepare y'all. Let them people brainwash y'all into whatever this is. Because again, who's pushing the narrative? And the fact of the matter is I can't wait for God to really get the leaders of them churches and everything else. Like, honestly, because y'all know y'all be lying. Y'all are intentionally out here trying to manipulate and lie to the people, but I ain't gonna say nothing because that's probably your job. A minion is to be a minion. And if that's your job on this earth and on this planet, who am I to tell God? But at this point, it is the people that is sitting in the seats. Like, y'all have to start thinking for yourselves, because who is telling them that they need to be prepared? And why? What's the narrative? Is it the same people that are giving y'all, taking out, giving this, and this is what y'all need to look at? Is it those people? Because there's people actively doing that. They're literally taking old texts and things that was left for the world, things that God, like the herbs on the earth, the plants. And I ain't talking about the weed, I'm talking about the plants. These people think they're better than God to the point where GMO, they took seeds. We already had seeds. God gave us seeds. God gave us animals. God gave us everything that we need. They want to kill that off and put in what they want to put in because they want to control. That should tell you something. God gave us everything that we needed. The enemy is the one who is taking it away and giving us their stuff to charge you for it. They're going to take away air and then charge you for it. God gave you air. God gave you water. God gave you land. Everything they take away and charge you for it, that's the people. Because God already gave it to us. You can see who's doing the stuff. But for some reason, it's like y'all brains are tainted to the point where you can't see that. Why would God give you free stuff and then they take it, manipulate it, and now charge you for it? Knowledge, information is free. God already gave it to us. The planet was free. God already gave it to us. Everything on the planet was free. God gave it to us. These people are actively telling us, oh, you can't use this. You can't do this. Indigenous people have done it for years, lived long as hundreds of thousands of years before these people came along telling us, oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. But mind you, God gave it to us. It was free. The issue is the ones who think they're bigger than God and they take what God gave us freely, they manipulate it and then sell it back to us. And we stupid and buy it. We're falling for it. So why are they prepping you? Then nobody has to prep you for God coming. Like, why would somebody have to prep you for God? That's weird. But y'all do with that information what you will. And like I said, nobody's gonna be able to tell me nothing about God. If God don't come and get them out of, the situations and the things that they're doing, you're never gonna make me believe that anyway. Because if God show up and y'all still acting the way y'all acting, I ain't fucking with that. Y'all definitely ain't. You never gonna get me to believe that. I'm gonna need some behaviors to change around here. That's how I'm gonna know. Because you're not gonna be able to act like that. You're not gonna want to act like that. You're gonna want to get your shit together. It's like, have y'all ever noticed that anytime these people get ready to kick the bucket and they're about to die and they be on their deathbed, when they know they get ready to go face God, what do? They start telling everything. They get convicted because, oh my God, I don't know what's about to happen next, so I got to go ahead and I got to confess my sins. I have not lied today. I have not cheated today. I have not stolen today. I have not manipulated today. I have not corrupted today. But guess what? All of a sudden, they start telling, oh God, I did forgive me, please, God, because they don't know what's going to happen. So the only way they going to get me to believe whatever they're about to do next is God is if these people start changing their behavior and their ways. They're going to need to be confessing every fucking thing under the sun. And then I'm going to know. because then they're gonna be real terrified. That's what's gonna tell me. Oh shit, that must be God because these niggas is out here telling all the shit. Like, we can pay attention to, like, all we got to do is look at patterns. Everybody says they're full of patterns. Oh, we can pattern recognition, this, that, and the third, da 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 da. Is that not the pattern? The people that they think they're better than God, they come in, they take what God gave us, and then they steal it, and then they sell it back to us. Is that not the pattern? That's the pattern, right? The people that taught you kill, steal, and destroy is evil, but then they kill, steal, and destroy, and you're not supposed to think that they're evil. Like, why are we not understanding and comprehending that when they tell us the first time, let's believe who they are? They saying this is how you recognize evil. It kills, steal, and destroy. And then y'all set up and clap for it. Y'all go to church with it. Y'all pray with them. Y'all actively abuse the victim for them. Like, we ain't doing that. You're not going to be a predator on my watch and think that I'm going to sit up and kiki with you. I don't want to sit with you. You know what they say, birds of a feather. Before long, you sitting and kikiing with a predator, guess what you're going to be? Oh, it's not so bad because Johnny's a good person. Well, then Johnny going to call you one night, and guess what? Here you are. You got to watch who you rub elbows with. They tell you that. And you're not going to sit up here and tell me that, you're a good person. Meanwhile, I know you just did this. I can see that you're actively every day waking up to do the wrong shit. You're not going to convince me of that. Hi, Pamela Adams. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So Majestic Grace said, just believe the lie that we're, yes, Mike, I just was watching to see what they would say. I wasn't surprised. So it was about to be a just believe the lie. We telling you. Yeah, that's what they doing. They literally actively telling these people, like, just believe what I'm getting ready to tell you because, but mind you, all these people got to do is go look. Like, it's not hidden. Ask God for the information. Ask God to reveal you the truth. I asked God the other day about some, what did I tell y'all? Remember, it was who was behind the Pope and the Vatican? Like, because again, if they can show it to us in our face, then that's probably not the leader of something, because guess what? These are just puppet heads and things of that nature, right? And then all of a sudden, God points me in the Jesuits. I don't even know how that happened. All of a sudden, that just fell in my lap because I asked God a question. And then we go look up the Jesuits, and guess who pulling strings behind the scenes? Mind you, these people actively will tell you a lie right in your face while telling you the truth. It's wordplay. The power of life and death is in the tongue. They can bless you or curse you through what they say. And it be a lie by omission, but it be the truth because I told you. Like, whatever these people got going on has already been happening for thousands of years. Mind you, I already said the Vatican can tell us, Rome can tell us, Germany can tell us, Spain. Like, these people got stuff. Have y'all ever wondered why there's so much American stuff that belongs to us over here or anywhere else sitting in other countries? They get taught the truth about us, and we just over here thinking that we free. Meanwhile, guess what we are? Prisoners of war. We helped them free themselves from Britain and UK and everywhere else. And guess what they did? Lied to us and gave us treaties. But mind you, if you go look in Lesser Genesis, aka the book of Jubilees, aka the book that we don't have in this Christian Bible, but they took it out and it's in the Ethiopian Bible, the one that they hid, it's there. It lets you know why. Like, it's a bunch of information that is in other places that they don't show us. It's a bunch of information that we should be having that they don't show us. Just like they know that them people over there in that land, ain't nobody gonna tell me, and I keep trying to tell y'all, look at the map. The map's not that big. The map is not that big. They created this big old illusion that, oh, it's so many places. Like, there is a lot of places. But if y'all look at the map, it's a jigsaw puzzle. Everything looks like at one point in time it was all connected. Like if you put this here and this here, like anybody that has a puzzle mind that you put puzzles together and you know you got to look for the same colors, and then you do the outline first because you know that's the place that holds everything in, and then you look for the same colors and you put this together, and then you look for stuff that looks like it's the way it's built, the lines and this that and third. Look at the map. If you haven't looked at the map again with the eyes that you have now, if you're a spiritual person and you turn into a spiritual person, whatever it was, I don't know when the last time you looked at the map, but look at the map again right now physically with your spiritual eyes and tell me what you see. It was all connected. Even back in the day when they're saying, "Oh, we didn't know the languages and we didn't know land," they tell you the stories right in your face, and they say, "Oh, it was what is it? An allegory of this, and this." But mind you, that as long as they keep us arguing and chaos amongst the people, we never gonna know the truth. We just gonna continue to keep arguing and about frivolous things that don't even matter. Meanwhile, they're setting the play, they're setting the stage. And we got time to argue about the basics. Basic human needs and things should be met. That shouldn't even be an argument. Why? Because the minute God allowed that spark to create and your light being came into exist, like you are so much more than your skin suit. And if you don't know that, I don't know what to tell you. You're so much more than just this. And so, as long as they can keep you trapped into the system, not knowing, not listening, not pay attention, but why are they having it to where people have overextended the people who are supposedly the representatives? They don't represent us. And at some point in time, we have to hold people accountable. You can't be a representative of the people and not represent the people. You can't try to enlighten us or elevate us while also suppressing us and holding us down. So I want to train you. I want to send you to school. I want to send your kids to school, this, that, and the third. But meanwhile, all it's doing is to create a cage because they're not teaching us the right thing. They're not teaching you about your energetic body. They're not teaching you about your soul and the connections. What they're doing is trying to ground you, suppress you into slavery. And then it creates a cycle of you do it to your kids. When you woke up and people will say they're woke, we're woke, we're woke. Guess what we woke up into? You were born into an algorithm. So even though you're awake and you woke up out of the trap that they set us in, and everybody's so awake, but the algorithm still had already existed. When you came into this realm, you feed the baby on a schedule. The baby's supposed to sleep. You can sleep as a baby. You might want to sleep all day, all night, or at nighttime, this, that, and the third. They will train you to sleep at night so you can get your ass up and work during the day. What if that's not your schedule? This whole entire time you have been here, you have never really been free because the baby has to be on the schedule. And I gotta work. So guess what? The fact that I gotta work means you can't be having your ass up all in the middle of the night because but mind you, can you just imagine what you would have been if in fact you didn't have all these restraints and these conditions? If your parents didn't have to work when you came into this algorithm and everybody was just free to be able to wake up, go to sleep, do what they needed to do when it was time, when their body said so, can you imagine what you would be? So much more tapped into your energy, not trying to create and give you poisons to eat. Instead of them giving us the things that God gave us to be here, they GMO'd some shit. Imagine if you was just able to eat and live off of what God put here. And nobody tried to charge you for it. Because God didn't charge us for it. They did. We allowed it. The old system can't hide it anymore. Fake news, fake politics, fake reality. It's what they're trying to create. This is the system, the simulation that they want to put us in. It's not what God told us. So then when people say, well, why does God allow it? We're allowing it because you need better phones. These people are actively in your face telling you that in 2027, the car industry is going to be this, that, and the third. And y'all out here trying to figure out whether or not you want to buy a car or you going to buy a car now. I wouldn't buy shit. That is one of the things. Like, when we realize we control the system, we're what's allowing it. So if you run out and you go buy cars right now, you're helping line their pockets, because that's probably what they want everybody to do. Oh, we're going to get ahead of it. We're just going to go buy cars now. I wouldn't. Well, they're going to have the scanners in the car in 2027. I wouldn't buy none. Y'all better figure out how to fucking walk, figure out how to not have to go to their jobs, figure the fuck out. Just like I told y'all yesterday. Y'all do not realize they're making us the best we could be. Like, right now, when you start taking shit away from people, a resilient group of people, we learn. We learn. When they actively out here, well, why are these people not feeling this? Like, it's not that we're not feeling it. We're actively feeling it. We're actively transmuting it, and we're actively figuring out how to live beyond it. This is what we do. This is the system that God has put into us. Oh, well, we're not going to feed you. We're going to give you scraps. Okay, well, we'll put some seasoning. We'll go garden. We'll put some herbs on it. Because that's what seasonings are. Y'all do know that, right? We'll go add some spice to it. Like, it don't matter. But why should we have to keep doing that? Why should our areas become smaller and smaller and smaller because, oh, I ain't pinched enough out of you yet? Like, actively, I'm in here and I'm trying to figure out, how is it that when I went to go get my house, when I first bought my house, it was $900. And then all of a sudden they added insurance, they added taxes, and every year it goes up. Now I'm at $1,700. Mortgage still was $900, but with taxes and insurance and this, that, and the third. Now they actively saying, oh, well, the pipes that go into your house, you're now responsible for that. The wires that go into your house, you're now responsible. Like, they're literally trying to figure out how to squeeze every bit of money out of the system. But mind you, Disney, they said, just got $1.6 billion. They don't even pay fucking taxes. Mind you, our money's going outside of this country to other places. Mind you, other people got free healthcare. I ain't had fucking healthcare in forever today. I can't afford that shit. When something happens, I just go to the doctor. But thank God I'm fucking healthy. Like, at any given time, just imagine having kids right now at this point in time. The one and only baby girl, hi, welcome, thank you for being here. Depending upon who you are in this system, but meanwhile, that's not even to mention that me, if you look like me, you are copper color person, black person. Oh, it's even more worse. Like, I can set up on the internet all day long and watch people, families that don't look like me, enjoy. And mind you, I have had a good life, so I'm not even complaining at all. But just imagine what my life could have been, or anybody else's, without your foot being on my neck. Actively, I got to work 10 times harder than somebody else. My merit, my work ethic should be the thing that carries us through. But guess what? It don't. And why should I have to come to a place that God gave me for free to work 10 times harder? God said I will be blessed forever. Me and my people will be blessed for forever. God, please get them, because I ain't feeling too blessed in a system where these people keep trying to put their foot on my neck. You got people in different countries, different places, mad at the fact that I exist when I don't even fucking know these people. But there was a blessing that was put on your life before you got here. They know the blessing is put on your life. The Vatican holding documentation that says they know the blessing that was put on your life. It's so many people holding documentation that could untie this whole entire system, and they ain't said nothing. And everybody thought we had to go, oh, this Leo, he's from Louisiana, and da-da-da-da-da, he's black. This nigga ain't that shit either. Like, I ain't saying nothing, but we have to be mindful to, we going, clap for who helps, and, clap for who helps. And although they're saying something, they're all pointing their finger, because even the king over there that just came over the fuck here, why they didn't arrest that nigga and take him back? Because they know how these people got here. Remember, I told you it's the Game of Thrones. They sent their people, they kicked them out of their place, and then they came over here fucking with us. Then we helped them get liberated and free from them, and they still kept us as slaves. Lying, saying they broke every treaty. Mind you, this is in a court system. Go look up the treaties. We done already went over this. Like, we done went through this whole entire ordeal. The treaties are there. But mind you, instead of trying to pay you what they owe you or get their ass off your land, Guess what they did? Try to bury your system, bury your people. Mind you, even the Constitution. Go look at the old documents. All that shit is ours. It was already like there is a different documentations. Indigenous people came together with the chiefs and everything. They decided that they was tired of arguing back and forth with each other. They threw all the weapons and stuff away. They created a peace treaty. Then these people came over here corrupting. Mind you, as they were looking, their stuff came from our stuff. Y'all, everything that is already, it was already ours. And we out here having to beg them for some shit that's already ours. God, please get them. Because don't nobody want to have to fight with them. And then the funny part is they already know don't nobody want to fight with them. But if in fact it comes to that in the end, God, please get them and let them know that we don't want to work for them. We don't want to do nothing for them. They done enough. They done took enough. When you just are a taker in the system, like that's also like out of balance. This is the reason why it's chaos, because they don't even realize that's out of balance. You can't be a complete taker of the system, a complete pillager of the system. You have to put something back. You have to give back into the system. And you can't be a representation of a group of people that you don't want to represent. God, please get them. So as we go over here, the men's heart fell in them for fear and for looking at after those things which are coming from the earth, the powers of heaven will be shaken. So it has different translations depending upon who it is or who's talking about it. But at the end of the day going to end, and some people ain't gonna make it based off of that. Your heart gonna stop at the pure seeing whatever it is they're trying to prep you for. So mind you, it could be something that they're doing, or it could be something that's real. But at the end of the day gonna end, and you're not gonna get me to believe it until they're not actively able to do another thing. If whatever happens that comes out of that sky, or whatever happens that gets shown and revealed, if it don't come and make this system a better place, then that means that it's a part of them and I ain't fucking with it. God, get them. You're still never going to be authorized. I don't give a damn what you bring, what you show, who you prep. I don't care what pastor, what congregation. I don't care. If it don't come out of that sky, and if it don't come to make this place better, you're never going to get me to believe that it is any system. If people don't start confessing everything that they have done and try to get their situations together, you're never going to get me to believe that that's God. Because I know what people do on their deathbed. These people that be doing all this shit, it's called a reprobate, right? Look at this. Excuse me. The definition of a reprobate. A reprobate generally means a person who is considered morally corrupt or beyond moral correction. Someone who has rejected what is right or good, a person seen as hardened or wrongdoing or bad behavior, someone considered lost in sin in a religious context. The word is used to describe people who have persistently rejected truth or righteousness and are described as being given over to their choices. Example is the mind or person no longer sensitive to right and wrong because of a repeated rejection of truth. That's what they are. And you know what reprobates do? They wait until they fucking die until they know it's their last breath. Like literally. They all, if you go look up any of them that you know has been an evil mother sucker, and then you'll notice the pattern. On their deathbed, when they know they about to they get ready to expire and get ejected from this place, they all start being Usher. These are my confessions, just like Usher taking them on over. Like, y'all, all these things is real. When they get ready to get ushered onto the other side and they know they get ready to have to atone for their sins in a real big way. Like, some people don't give a damn about this lifetime. And that's crazy because God is watching. And I know God watching because, again, I can tell you, I done thought some stuff, right? And then all of a sudden it manifests here. And I be thinking, like, I didn't say that to nobody. I actively thought it with my mind, and now that manifested into life. This is why you got to pay attention to what you say, what you think. Like, you got to pay attention. What you say is definitely important. a badly behaving person, someone with no moral restraint, often old-fashioned or literally used. Mind you, just think about the people who would be a reprobate. Again, look at all the evil that has been done out throughout the history and time. They ain't changed their ways at all, period. And we all know, like, when you're in leadership, of course, like, you have to make, some tough decisions. But if the tough decision that you wake up every day is waking up trying to figure out how to wrong a certain group in society, or a certain, hide somebody's culture, hide history, because I'm going to keep repeating this over and over again, all of a sudden now we got the United Nations involved in something, and we got the World Court involved in something, right? Now, I don't know about all of y'all, but I've been on this earth 50 years. I'm 50 years old. And in my 50 years of time, this is the first time I've ever heard of the World Court having to get involved, or the UN saying that crimes against humanity, slavery was the worst crime against humanity. Slavery, taking somebody's free will, also the stealing and burning of history. Like, don't forget to add that. But guess who would be charged with that if, in fact, that was a thing? They're all looking at the seat over here, and they all can point to, old slavery, this, and the third. But crimes against destroying history would be all of them. So they all would be charged with that. Like, go look up the museums. Go look up, like, places. Spain has stuff. Rome, remember, they was the ones that started with the, this, that, and the third of this is the pagan things getting involved in this. And mind you, again, if you go look at some of the Bible stories, it will tell you who did what. Like, it's Bible stories in there that talk about these people did this. If you go look at what is it? It is it's the Book of Jubilees. No, that's the Lesser Genesis. And then it is what is it called? Apocrypha. I think it might be there. Anyway, whatever the old text is, it talks about the Levite that went to go to the Benjamites, right? And the Benjamites and the Levites are part of the 12 tribes. 13 if you count the two, but part of the 12 tribes, right? And so there's customs that was given. And as the lady said, why did God not create earth and humanity at the same time? It's like the oldest being born, and then the middle child, and then the middle child, then the next child, the youngest. So I don't know what we would be considered as. Maybe we're the youngest at this moment in time, right? But no, most of the time, even in the youngest family, and when you're the youngest in the family, you normally learn from the oldest. You normally learn, like, you get passed down. Like, you could be you'll learn not to do shit based off what the older ones would do, and also you might learn faster because you're younger, right? So just think about this. During that time, when they're talking about the 12 tribes and everything coming up, so the Levite was going to visit the Benjamites. And so what ended up happening was, when he got into the foyer courtyard, or whatever they would call it over there, he waited. And in that culture, in that custom, you're supposed to welcome somebody in. Well, he sat there all day. He didn't get welcomed in because there was something that was happening in the Benjamites' territory that should not have been happening. Now, what it was is, these are all the 13 tribes that are under a covenant. But because they now have intertwined and intertangled with pagans, people they were told actively never to marry, never to congregate with, never to mix with, but they did. And now all of a sudden the customs are not what they were. Now there's corruption happening. And so they sat there all day and nobody showed up. Now imagine that that this is the custom, this is the covenant that you're under, and then all of a sudden nobody shows up. So then somebody happens to recognize, and I forgot who they said it was, and whether or not it was somebody related. Anyway, this man takes them and he welcomes in, and he brings them into their house. And as he brings them into their house, some people, some pagans in their area, they call them Gentiles. That's what they call them. The Gentiles in the area decided to come knocking on this man's door. We know that, some people just came up in here, and so send the man out because we want to rub on his butt. We want to know him. We want to fondle him. And because the man that took them in, he wasn't actually a part of the family, but he knew who it was. So he says, I can't let you do that, but I can give you this lady and my daughter. Now, the Levite, which is supposed to be a priest, they call her a concubine, but this is his wife. Mind you, comes from a family of stature. Now, just imagine you come from a family of stature, or it's y'all. Your daughter gets married to somebody, a priest. And so this is why I keep telling y'all about these fucking pastors too. But I ain't saying nothing. But do with the information what you will, because it's right there. And I'm loosely interpreting it because it was loosely spoken of, because it was given and not given. Anyway, long story short, the pastor takes and pushes his wife, his second wife, out the door to these men. And then he takes his bitch ass to bed. God forgive me. But he took his ass to sleep. Now, the wife is outside being raped, murdered, handled around, all types of other stuff, whatever they was doing, because she was slowly dying. And in the morning, after they're done with her, they let her go. And then she comes to the house of where her husband was, and she's in the threshold of the door. She don't even get to make it in the door. She's in the threshold of the door, and the door is locked. The pastor pushed the woman out, his wife. They called her concubine because they translated the word into concubine. In my mind, anytime they say concubine is a hoe. But this is a woman of stature that come from a family that loved her, that came from a family that had money, that entrusted their daughter to a pastor, a preacher. And so in the threshold, she's there, half dead, body done been, touched, tortured, everything else, whatever they did to her, because they don't even tell you. They just say that when she got to the door is locked. So he opens the door with his honorable self, steps over her, and then tells her to bring her ass on. She can't move. So then they say he picks her up and he throws her over the back of the horse. By the time she got back to their home, she was dead. So he takes and cuts her into 12 pieces and disperses her body parts to the 12 tribes. Now, if y'all don't know, this is like the equivalent of me hootie hoo to my cousins, because that's how you get them to come. There's another time when something happens and they cut up an ox or something and they send it to the 12 tribes. It's the signaling to say, family meeting. Bring that ass here. Okay? Because we got to talk about something. Something went awry in the family. So her body is cut up and sent to the place, all over the place. So they now congregate because they know what this means. Now, suppose I'm trying to get the family to congregate, but I don't even know where the family is. So now we done lost customs because I need the hootie hoo bird call to my folks. And now I can't even bird call to y'all because y'all done lost the customs, because the Catholic Church and the Vatican then decided that I'm gonna put in what I can put in and I'm gonna take out what I take out, and y'all don't need to know who y'all are, but we know who y'all are. So I'm gonna tell y'all I'm blowing the trumpets. I need y'all to line up, sir, ma'am, people. Anyway, so when the body shows up, everybody know what that means. Now the family comes together, we congregate. What done happened? We on high alert. This means war, okay? So just know we at war. So they show up. Mind you, because we all cousins here, because remember, we're not supposed to beef with each other because we're all under a blessing. Now, some of y'all done got cursed because some of y'all done did some shit y'all weren't supposed to be doing anyway, but y'all still are under a blessing because y'all are under a blessed line, a lineage. Anyway, long story short, the family comes together, and the Benjamites say, because the Benjamites is the ones who did this, because this is the Benjamites' territory, and the Benjamites is supposed to be running their shit, but the Benjamites ain't running their stuff like they supposed to, because the Benjamites then now incorporated other customs into a covenant. Y'all are in covenant, direct covenant with God, and y'all done allowed pagan and the Gentiles to corrupt the covenant. This is what's happening right now, just so y'all know, okay? But this is the story. Anyway, so long story short, they all come together. The Benjamin might say, we ain't turning these niggas over. What you mean you're not gonna turn them over? They just raped and pillaged and did what they did to this lady. But the Levite didn't tell them that he pushed her out the door either. He left that part out because he knew he was wrong. So in the process, what up, son? What happened? I'm online. You want me to call you back when I'm done? All right, love you. Spit that out. So the Benjamites say, we ain't doing it. So the Levite and the rest of the tribes go to God. They go tell him, because God, we know we're not supposed to fight these niggas because they're related to us. And God said, get them, because they out of covenant anyway. Well, the good part and the bad part about this story is the Benjamites is them hitters. Like, these niggas is warriors, okay? So on the first day after God told them to get them, the Benjamites kicked their asses. All right? So they lost. So they go back to God again and they say, God, these niggas is real warriors out here. Did you tell us to go get them? God said, yeah, go back again. Anyway, long story short, they won. But this is a family argument and a beef that has been going on this whole entire time. Mind you, again, we can stop the argument in the family by coming together. But meanwhile, now the corruption is the Vatican, and I don't want to just keep saying them, but they're the biggest part of this story, is now holding on to documentation and history and have moved out and discontinued, discombobulated. But mind you, just also remember that the story that I'm telling y'all is only about 5,000 years old, okay? In this system, it's about 5,000 years old, because we have to remember that the church and the religions are not that old, okay? So just so we're very clear, it's not that old. But y'all have been in existence and on this planet and timeline for hundreds of thousands of years. Y'all were living perfectly fine before these people came along, uncorrupted, arguing amongst each other, amongst the families, but without whatever these people have input into the system, right? So now you got to think that hundreds of thousands of years, so I'm going to say 300,000 years, how long that we have been known to be here, because I'm also going to tell y'all that the White House is on stolen land. It's indigenous property. But I have a book that is right here in my face, and it is the illustrated guide. And it will tell you that in 18 something, the land is owned by a white man. It is a lie. It is a lie. He came, he took it, it got conquered. And then it will tell you that it was swampland. It's a lie. People have been here for hundreds of thousands of years. You can actually go look at the documentation and the history. It will tell you that this land was popular. Mind you, the documentation is there. There's court records, court documents, but they wish to start history at this moment in time. So you don't have to trust me or believe me. Don't. Go look it up for yourself. Go ask Google, go ask chat, go ask whatever AI you mess with. How old is religion? Go do that. You don't have to trust me. I don't want you to trust me. Don't believe shit that I'm saying. Fact check everything that I'm telling you. And then after you find out how long religion has been here, Ask how long the people have been here. And after you ask how long the people have been here, ask how long that black has been a thing. Because they're going to, mind you, be mindful that when you start saying black and white, they're going to act oblivious to the system, because black and white, the color, like how they trying to identify people, is only about 500 years old. So you have to think that when people been here this whole entire time and nobody was being identified as a color, that people lived here for hundreds of thousands of years before somebody, you'll figure it out in the process, in the simulation. You will figure out, you will start to see how certain things got corrupted. And then also I'm gonna put this sauce in the game so that way y'all don't even gotta go through here that fast. Go look up mass production of weapons. And you'll see that during this time is when the corruption really started to get out of control. Because you have to remember that mass production, we are the people who mass produce a whole lot of stuff, but we are also the people who sell the mass production to other places. So we are the drama. We are the problem. We are the chaos. And I mean them, the people that started it, but technically we, the people who ain't saying shit, we just allowing this thing to get done. So when you look up the color as a thing, black and white, that's when it's going to tell you, and that's when it's going to show you that it's about 500 years old. So do you realize, like, hundreds of thousands of years we have lived here with no issue, and then in 500 years a bunch of BS started to happen, and now they want to tell you about a reset. Ain't no fucking reset. You have to watch the words. The power of life and death is in the tongue. When you go look up the word reset, and also go look up the etymology, restoration is restoring it back to its original state, something better. A reset, when they start naming stuff, we got to watch what they're doing, because they're trying to set our minds. They're trying to make us small, but they're also trying to set our minds at their temperature, their date, their time. Because if they're able to do that, then guess what they get to do? Wipe away other stuff that's in your brain, so you don't consciously, actively think that if we've been here for hundreds of thousands of years, even if it was just 100,000 years, right? Imagine 100,000 years compared to 500 years. That is not even a second. That's the equivalent. That's not even a week of time. So now they trying to wipe away hundreds of thousands of years of community, togetherness, so much so that they created a book and information that said that during the Tower of Babel, that we all actively got together and tried to create a tower to get to heaven, and then it got knocked down, and we got dispersed all throughout the lands with different languages. But what y'all actively are not paying attention to are the words that was spoken during that time. God said, like, marveled at the fact that we were able to do that, but if they're able to do that, there will be no stopping. Like, God was amazed that we would even actively do it, but couldn't allow us to do it because it would be no limit. That's how smart God knew we were. That's how God talks about us. But the other people basically want to minimize us. I seen a video the other day. Hold on, I'm on my way. Rose Neil, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. So CMZ083. I seen a video the other day, and that guy was so intelligent. He said there are no white people. We're all different shades of brown. There is no white or black, all shades of melanin. And he's right. And any AI that you talk to, or if you go back to the beginning of time, it will all say that. Because there's a narrative that's also being done. So, and welcome and thank you for that, because you're not wrong. You're actually correct. Like this is the debate. This is where they started the what's the word they use for that when it's arguments and chaos? Confusion. That's where they started the confusion. This is where the corruption started to be, when they started with the black and the white. And it's only 500 years of age, just so y'all know. Go look it up. Y'all don't have to trust me. Don't trust nothing I say. Go fact check everything that I'm telling you, because I want you to. The old system can't hide it anymore. Fake news, fake politics, fake reality. Everything they have done was to create chaos and confusion amongst the people. And as long as we allow them to continue to do that, they win. Because we will keep being confused, arguing amongst each other. When together we stand, divided we fall. If you don't want to be represented by a system that don't even see you, and for a lot of us, the system don't see us. And that's all cultures. And it's sad that a lot of y'all didn't realize it until y'all had to get played in y'all face. So it's almost like the black people, the color people, the copper color people will tell y'all. The heavily melanated people have been telling y'all for a very long time that this system don't love us, right? And then people will say, well, everything that's happening right now, we're not mad enough. We were mad enough, but remember, they allowed, their privilege to kill us and our kids and try to kill our spirit. Meanwhile, we didn't let that happen. So then all of a sudden now the other cultures, because remember, even during the time when, it was voting and this, that, and the third, like this system ain't no good on either side, the red side or the blue side. Because at this point in time, the things that are being allowed that are actively happening, nobody's saying anything, nobody's doing anything. These are the people that were chosen as the representatives. If there are repercussions to pay, guess who should be paying them? You got elected. You chose to do the job. Stop choosing to do the jobs that you don't want to do if you're not going to represent the people the way you need to represent. So in case something happened to you, you put yourself in that position. You said you would take it. It's like what I'm telling you about somebody going to war. If that man not willing to go to war and send his kids to war, why are we allowing him to send ours? Because in old times, we fight for what we believe in. We put our ass on the line for what we believe in. I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not willing to do. And if I'm not going to stand up for it, then why am I going to try to get pushed? You go stand up for it. Like you can't try to win a war based off of that. That right there should let us know. Like if he's not willing to go, and old customs and cultures, because again, this is the Game of Thrones. You mount your ass on a horse and you go fight for what you believe in. You don't get to pull strings from the cushiness of your mansion or your ballroom. That's not how that goes. When you believe in a cause, you go take your ass out there. So that's for any country that's talking. If you just sending other people's kids and things to war, I can't respect you. That is not a man. That is not a leader. That is not. There's women out here that will go to war for what they believe in, their families. There's like so again, you're not going to tell me that that's a trait of a leader. A requirement of a leader and believing in stuff is you go to the hell and high water for it. If God tell me to go to hell and recover a soul that's supposed to be recovered, I'ma go. You want to know why? Because God has a way for me to get up out of there. I'm not going to be hiding behind nothing and saying, oh, well, God told me to do this, but I'm not going to, like, y'all, there's stories. If you believe in God and you know, like, and you understand what this really is, why are they telling people, why are they trying to tell whoever these people are, oh, we're prepping you? You don't ever have to prep me to see God at all, period. I know God exists for myself because there's things that have actively happened in my life that I know for a fact could not have been done without God. And why do you have to prep me to go see God? Like, I mean, in real life, like that's like a thing. Like, if I know God is standing behind it, like God's gonna make me victorious. So I mean it like in that form. God is gonna make me victorious. Like the walls of Jericho. When God says circle them, and they're gonna fall down. So at this point, it is all the manipulation tactics of them, and they're just trying to figure out what they can do. Like, what type of strings can I play on with these people now? Have y'all not noticed that anything that has ever been good on this planet, they take it? Back in the day, we had better stuff. And I'm not just saying that. There's bells for healing, herbalism. There's also a story about a book that was given to Adam, right? So in the book of Jubilees, the Lesser Genesis is what it's called, and a text that is in the Ethiopian Bible, but was taken out of your Christian Bible by the Catholic Church. I don't know if it's in the Catholic Bible. You have to tell me. And it could be. But in the Lesser Genesis is what it's called. There's a story that talks about when Adam and Eve got cast out of the garden. Adam prayed to God, and Adam said, God, teach me how to live in this new world. So there's a book that was given to Adam. Angel showed up and gave this book to Adam from God, right? And it gave him the names of everything that was on the planet. Everything that was great for us is gone. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it should not be hard for y'all to see who the enemy is. But for some reason, it's hard for y'all to see who the enemy is. And that's weird to me. Because everything that was great for us is gone. Anyway, so this book that was given to Adam, told him about everything that was on the earth, the plants that was good for you, that for you to use, good for you to eat. Told Adam about the animals. Told Adam about everything that was on earth, right? To the tune of the next day, after Adam prayed, before the book showed up, after Adam prayed to God and told God, please teach me how to live in this new world, because they got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. The next day when they woke up, Eve looks at Adam and tells Adam, it feels different around here. Can you imagine having a prayer? Have you ever done a prayer in life to where the next day you woke up feeling like life was different? Because I have. Mind you, last night I was sitting on my bed being weighed and measured, because again, I ain't lied, I ain't cheated, I ain't stolen, I ain't corrupted, I ain't did no drugs, I ain't done. I ain't out here fornicating. I ain't done none of that, right? So literally, I'm actively doing this on my bed last night as I'm watching, the show, right? Because whatever was happening. And so the conversation, being had my spiritual being talking into heaven, and my spiritual being saying, I ain't done none of this. And to me, it feels like the system is still trying to, suppress this and the third. But all of a sudden, there was a lightness that came over me. Like something was different. So I felt that, right? Anyway, long story short, so Adam gets given the book. The book gets passed down. So to the tune of, the book got lost somewhere after Noah. Okay, so Noah, the specs of the book and the ark and everything was in there. So stuff just showing up. Anyway, long story short, after Noah, it gets missing. Solomon, King Solomon, which is also still a part of their line, knows about the book. So he requests the book, right? So he goes and prays about it, requests the book. The book shows up. So in this book, as he's using it, because for everybody it does whatever it's going to do, whatever God wants them to know. So Solomon realizes that there's something in the book. And the whole entire time I was growing up, the story that I was given was, or that I remember, was that God sent an angel to give King Solomon this ring for him to be able to control the demons. The jinn is what the Quran calls them, but demons for y'all other people. Same niggas, good and bad and everything. Same shit. And the ring got sent to Solomon for him to be able to build the temple, and he was able to control the demons or the jinn, whatever you want to call it. And they helped him build the first temple. Solomon also known for Proverbs and Psalms. In your Bible right now, that's who is supposed to be the narrator of that, right? Or the person that gave that. Anyway, long story short, but then in this other text, it tells you, because this is where the issue comes in at, because they decided that y'all shouldn't see this. Mind you, the text still gets released. Mind you, what's his name? The one that did, I wanted to say Romance in the Stone. That's an old movie. No, it ain't Tom Cruise. What's that man name that did, the Jesus story? Remember the story that came out with, and all it was like controversial. What is his name? The one that was in Tom. It's not Tom Cruise. What is that white man name? He's doing another Passion of the Christ. So the man that did Passion of the Christ is actively Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson is about to go and do another, or a different one from a different version, but he's using the Ethiopian Bible to now give the story. And I can't wait till he do. And I hope he actually does it some justice. And I hope he does it the way, because now you got Putin releasing information telling y'all that Jesus was black. Meanwhile, y'all already knew Jesus was black, this, that, and the third. So anyway, A Passion of the Christ coming out in a version that is based off of the Ethiopian Bible. So I don't know what it's gonna be called, but either way, he's doing another thing. Mind you, the funny part about this is, as I was listening to even some of that story, that he did so well on the Passion of the Christ. Like when he pitched this one, they said that he didn't even tell them what he was about to do. That people was giving him money based off of what he said and what, how God is about to use him for the revelation of this next new chapter. So they was giving him money before they even know what this is even about. So y'all look out for that. Let me see. I can tell y'all.
The cartel. We're burning another news.
Very important. It was, you got all those books, the Bible, you've got the different gospels and stuff that people are quite familiar with. Half the time, they didn't even need to read the subtitles. They could look at it and know what was going on.
Mel Gibson has just shared a statement that's sending shockwaves through the Christian world. The actor and filmmaker, best known for directing The Passion of the Christ, claims there may be something hidden within one of the oldest versions of the Bible that most people...
It ain't claims, it is.
According to Gibson, the ancient Ethiopian Bible contains a powerful prophecy describing the final days of humanity. He suggests that this passage presents a vivid and unsettling vision of the end times, one that is far more detailed and dramatic than what appears in the versions of the Bible most people read today. What makes this claim even more controversial is the idea that these writings may have been left out or removed from later biblical collections.
And they were.
If that's true, it raises difficult questions for historians and biblical scholars. What exactly was written in those ancient texts? And why aren't they included in the modern Bible? Now,
we all know why.
Theologians and curious readers alike are taking a closer look at these ancient manuscripts.
Now, the sad part about it, this is this, and I hope I can give this justice, because literally, actively one night, God was talking to me in my dreams, right? And it was after even learning a lot of this stuff. So hopefully I can deliver this in a version that shows y'all, or that y'all can see. Because I was wondering why Earth is the way that it is, right? And it's basically like almost a testament of like even Job in the Bible. Remember when Job was an honorable man, and Job, God allowed, Satan to take Job's stuff, right? So the way I was being shown was like the earth, this is your journey, your pathway. The lessons that you learn here, this is your testing, right? To the tune of, there's a place, and it's not like an afterlife. Like, so y'all would think that it would be almost like heaven, but it would be like this, to where it's conscious, y'all are awake and very much aware, but y'all deeds, the things that you did over here, is being weighed. So like when I'm saying the earth is, we haven't been able to venture around the earth the way I wish to, because of the fact that it's a lot of stuff that is happening. But you're being tried here, because that's how it is. You can't go into this area or this consciousness, because if you're not a good person, or if you haven't proven that, or you haven't shown, who you are or what you are, you can't be there, because this area ain't for that. But it's not like death. That's the thing. It's like what here and now is, but only with the people who want the here and now to thrive. And so, but there's a place for that. Anyway, long story short, people don't know that. So people just think that this is it. Mind you, there's more. And so, Zaya, hi, thank you for being here. So there's more. There's more that's being shown. Y'all, thank y'all for being here, everybody. Please tap that like button. Just hit like and follow me, please, and thank you. So welcome everybody. Bismillah, Rich Rising, Wealthiest Risings. I see a lot of y'all here, so thank y'all for showing up. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So there's information that's being given, to us here, but it's also about tapping in, like being able to get out from under whatever it is, the restraints of this here now. Okay, so it's like that. And again, hopefully I said that correctly. I focus my energy on truth, wisdom, and inner peace. Excuse me. I question what limits my growth and think for myself. I am not controlled by chaos, confusion, or fear. My intuition protects me and guides me every day. Wanda, thank you for being here. Thank you for the update. You're welcome. Thank you. My intuition protects and guides me every day. I attract clarity, balance, and higher understanding. Yes, including me. Go look it up because God will give you the information. Like, don't trust nobody. Trust yourself. I attract clarity, balance, and higher understanding. What is hidden will continue to be revealed. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, all y'all have to do is ask. If it's something that you don't understand, ask God. Like, stuff literally gets dropped in your lap. It will be shown to you. Like, it's the thing. Seeking ye shall find. Like, ask God. And you'll be amazed as to how stuff will start just unveiling and revealing. Okay? What is hidden will continue to be revealed. I remain conscious, aware, and spiritually grounded. I choose authenticity in a world full of illusions. Just don't allow yourself to be deceived. Don't allow yourself to be driven down a road that's not for you, because some people will try to take you down the wrong pathway and it's intentional. That's their assignment. And a lot of y'all don't realize the purpose that you already have on your life. You could be the change that is necessary and needed. But mind you, it's actively something trying to stand in your way, something trying to detour you. Meanwhile, God already got you on assignment. You're on assignment. I move with wisdom, not panic. Dear God, creator of all wisdom and light, guide me through confusion, fear, and illusion. Help me to stay grounded in truth, clear in my mind, and strong in my spirit, no matter what unfolds around me. Protect my energy from deception, manipulation, and chaos. Give me discernment to recognize what is real and wisdom to move with peace instead of fear. May hidden things be revealed in divine timing, and may humanity awaken with compassion, understanding, and unity. Keep my heart balanced, my spirit calm, and my path aligned with purpose and truth. I release fear and choose awareness, wisdom, and inner peace. May my light continue to guide us all. Amen. So, with that being said, I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here, and seeking ye shall find. If you're new to my platform, thank you for being here. Please hit that subscribe button. It will totally mean the world to me. New wisdom, I'm on assignment. And mind y'all, just so y'all know, even the words like be open to be guided. Allow God to use you. Like, that's one of the things that I say all the time. Like, I'm thankful, and I don't have to do everything perfectly. Because again, I'm on assignment. Thank you, Tony. I'm on assignment, and so I'm open to allowing God to be able to use me, to show me. And so I'm open to information, but also we have to be mindful that everything has to go hand in hand. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like, we only fail because we choose to. Like, knowing that this is a thing, like we have to learn along our journey. And if you take failure as like a failure and a loss and not a lesson to move on and to be guided, like, it's a thing here to where it is like they will try to manipulate in a way, like, okay, if I fail this, like I kept saying at one point in time, this is above my pay grade. Like, I don't know why God chose me to be able to, because again, I'm talking to me. I went through the dark night of the soul. I'm the one that got gang stalked. I didn't realize that in the process of all these things happening to me, God was actively helping other people, through me, because I was talking to nobody. I was talking to me, but there was nobody there, is what I want to say. So talking to no audience, no nothing, documenting everything that I was going through. Meanwhile, questioning God, like, God, why would you choose for me to actively push record on me going through the dark night of the soul? Like, people are actively out here thinking that I'm crazy, talking, bad about me, this, and the third, but meanwhile, not realizing that I was helping myself, but also helping other people by even showing that. And so when you learn, like, sometimes they will tell you if you fail something, then you should be disappointed. No, like, when you're failing and you're going through something, it's building character. It's showing you the lesson. What is the silver lining in this? So if you do something and it don't work out the way you choose to, we make plans and God laughs. But meanwhile, God also wants better and bigger for us. Like, I tell y'all so many different stories on this channel about my life and how it relates to the story, but I use me always for example, because as we're going on and as things are being shown and as things are being exposed, I don't want to, although we have similar stories or similar background, similar history, similar, could be going through the same exact things. A lot of this stuff, even to me, like, I ain't gonna lie, it was fucking embarrassing. Like, you're going through this or you're going through that, going through a divorce, and I gotta tell everybody that this is how my divorce is going. This is what happened. This is, or I'm going through, dark night of the soul and I'm feeling, frantic over this and people are saying this about me and this, that, and third. But then I started to realize, like, as I'm talking to people, whether it be religious people or anybody else, right? And the religious people got me from the beginning, because when I was talking about the religious people, and I'm saying, this is happening, this is happening, this happening. And then I started to realize they didn't understand what spiritual warfare is. Well, how are you a religious person, but you don't understand what spiritual warfare is? You trying to tell me that I'm wrong, but meanwhile, you actively participate in, Bible or Christian or religion or anything, and then you're trying to tell me that something is wrong with me. That don't make sense. It's almost like you're saying one thing, but you're actively, displaying something different. And so not realizing that everything that I needed, and just so y'all know, same vice versa for y'all, anything and everything that you're going through right now in this moment in time, God already prepared you for. And even if you don't understand it, even if you don't, gather why, you could be going through something, know that it is for a lesson to help somebody else. It's a teaching moment. Or how are you going to talk about it if you don't never experience it? Because I asked God actively, like, God, why did I have to do, like, why would you take me through that? Like, I am a good person. Why would you take me through that? You know what God told me? And this is why I'm telling y'all get the answers for everything. How are you going to know? How are you going to be able to help somebody else? You literally told me that if I send you to hell, you would go. How are you going to know anything? How are you going to be able to fight anything if you never experienced it? Well, dang. But meanwhile, I was over here trying to figure out why I had to go through this, that, and the third. But now I actually, after that, it was people coming and saying, thank you because you helped me, not realizing, well, I was helping myself. And the reason why I had to go through it is because I had to be able to articulate it well. How are you going to articulate something if you've never gone through it? You can't tell nobody how not to do something if, or how to, fix something if you ain't never done it. I take failure as fun lesson so I don't get down on myself. And period. If you're in an unevenly relationship, which God calls unevenly yoked, you're going to have problems in that relationship. And it's so much more even with that, because sometimes we limit ourselves. We don't even realize that the enemy on assignment, because again, it's the same exact thing. We demons, devils, these are people. These are people that show up in our life and meant to take you off assignment, meant to keep you whole. I mean, meant to keep you small and not make you whole. So it's like, suppose Stitch, you're a person that God is sending to change the world. You are the one. The enemy knows that God sent you to change the world. So the enemy now sends you the thing that you like. Somebody, the perfect everything that you like, right? And now you're focused on this person and you're not focused on your assignment. So the person is coming in and it seems like they're trying to help you, and it's like a half-ass type of thing. Oh, well, you should be doing this, that, and the third. They start to change little tweaks in your system to now it's like you're far off of the schedule from where you were going to be before you got involved with this person, right? And now it's like God now has to send something in for you to now see that, okay, you're getting far off your assignment now. I need you to, start paying attention to, you was doing this before this person came in, and now you're doing that. And then you'll start to notice, tricks of the trade, but then you'll be able to explain it to somebody else who could potentially be on assignment too, but you have to now see it. And it could be the other version of that. The person that God sends in, and somebody that's good in your system, they will enhance you and show you, like, you'll grow. And it's funny because even with relationships, it's so funny how we don't pay attention to the slightest change. Somebody will come in and they will what's the word? They will promote, like push you to be, better, right? It's like, babe, don't forget that at 8:30 you got to do this, or stay on schedule, stay on task, or they'll start to do things, to help you, to where they know you got to be on something by 8:45. This person shows up 7:30. They making sure you got your food. They start laying out your clothes. They start, like, this person will be elevating you, right? But it be not even nothing asked for. It'll be stuff that they'll start to do. But then the other person that comes along, because again, depending upon which person you get involved with, it's, they want to lay up a little bit longer. Like, what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you know you're supposed to be up at 8:30. They jumping on you, at 7. Now you're not on your schedules. So you can tell, like, this energy is doing this, but this energy is doing this, allowing you to grow. Like, you want to become a better person. And so, but every one of them is a lesson. It's for us to figure out which one, who is who and what's what. You're not going to have to ask me to do anything for you because of the fact that I'm going to just know that I'm here to make it better. My behaviors and my habits are going to, she said it's called a helpmate. Yes. That's why it's important to have discernment. And facts, Stitch, you ain't never lied. The person is supposed to be on your side too, to show you and to keep you on your pathway. Yes. But sometimes we don't realize it. Like, we be so caught up in the feeling good part of it, you don't realize, like, okay, now this person is making me late. But mind you, they're giving me a good feeling, but they're making me late. They know they making you late too. They on assignment. And so this is where we have to have, but those be the things that we like actively too, because then we be like, oh, I can be a little late. No, you can't. You was on time every day for 50 years. You was on time. And then all of a sudden, now this person comes in and it's this. Now you're not, doing the things that you need to do. Now you're falling behind. Now it's this. Now, like, their energy didn't come in to make it any better at all, period. So we have to make the decision and a choice. And it'd be like it'd be like a undertaking, a weird undertaking or something. But then also there's the people that come in and they want your assignment. So they come in and they start undermining your stuff. And then all of a sudden you notice they start doing what you was doing. It's like destiny swapping at its finest. And now you're behind on your assignment because this person, and you're never behind, but you be behind. Because you could have been so much further ahead if this was not happening. Like, I'm noticing stuff that happens in, like, year intervals and things of that nature, where it could be something as simple as this, right? This situation, this scenario happening. And it's funny because I can use it even as this. This is as simple as, like, you having friends, right? And your friend is, live somewhere else, and your friend is saying, I want to do this, that, or the thing for you, but literally it don't happen because it's not meant for it to happen at that moment in time. But God has an assignment for it. And then a year or something later, now, the very thing that you was going to do with the friend presents itself over here. And it's not that, the friend was holding you back or anything like that. God just had an appointed time for it to be done over here at this moment in time. And this is the way God wanted it to be done. And so we, again, like they said, we have to have discernment in a situation. Stitch said it's called a helpmate. I said before, that's why you need discernment and you need to use it. Amen. Wanda said to bring you down. The devil does not want you to succeed. That's why he sends you others to bring you down. Yes. And so again, you have to remember, like, when God puts you on assignment and you know you're on assignment, so does the enemy. And the enemy knows what you like more than anybody because they're studying. They're watching. They're waiting. And their job is to take you off your assignment. So I got to do all the things that I know I could potentially do to take you off assignment. It's like a minion energy. So do with that information what you will. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for being here. I love y'all. The old system can't hide it anymore. Fake news, fake politics, fake reality. Click the link. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you wish to help my channel, all the links are in my bio, to my GoFundMe, and also to my Cash App. Super chat, super stickers are welcome. My name is the same on every platform. So don't forget also, my Facebook is my actual name, Tylishia LHarmon. Everywhere else, is Golden Girl 302 or Spirit Light Worker 1111. So if you're on my platforms, thank y'all for being here. Always go with God. Have the day that you deserve, and so will I. And don't let nobody tell you who God is at any given time. Like at this point, like we should all know God for ourselves. We have to make sure that we have discernment. Like Stitch, thank you for saying that. New Wisdom, thank you for being here. Wanda, that was Wanda. You have to have discernment. Like discernment is the key, because these people are getting ready to try to insert something into the system, and they wanting you to just follow their lead. Don't trust nothing. Ask God. Like, ask God first. There's some people that are going to sit and blindly lead somebody into the pits of hell. Don't do that. Talk to God about it. So, with that being said, I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Stitch said my friend wanted to take me to a palm reading. Didn't want to go, but I went with her, and the lady was very uncomfortable with me because she knew that I had the Spirit of God living inside me. And period. The enemy always gonna know, okay? Like I said, and it's people on this earth right now that they know who you are. And regardless of the fact of whether or not they want to say it, or whether or not they want to, initiate it or anything else, just know that in covenant, God said you will be blessed for forever. They want you out of covenant, out of date, out of range, everything, so they can control you to be a slave. That's the only way they get you to be a slave, is unconscious acceptance of the system. This is what I'm telling y'all. Even in the Ethiopian Bible talks about like Jubilee years, 7 years, and things of that nature. You are not supposed to be able to keep a slave. When they talk about 400 years and this, that, and the third, there's a curse, they took out, the curse was that they took out information. And 50 years, every 50 years is a Jubilee year. You're not supposed to be able to hold a slave or anything else past 7 years. You're supposed to be off, not working. Like they tell you on 7 days of rest, God created the earth, and on the 7th day he rests. Like literally, there's dates. They're taking back their own Bibles, their own old Bibles, because they gave too much information. Look at the encyclopedias. All the old books, they're getting rid of the books for a reason, because there's information, knowledge in there that they do not want you seeing. And I grew up in a time, again, I'm 50 years old, so I grew up in a time where they used to walk door to door to door selling you encyclopedias. If you have an old group of encyclopedias that you can find, like look at the information from then till now, even in your own book. Like, you don't have to believe nothing I'm saying. Go and look it up for yourself. Why do you think they're doing this? Because they want you to continue to be a slave. And as long as there's no information or no knowledge for you to find, they get to warp your brain. You got to think big. They want you to think small. It's the illusion. Go look at anything that you looked at before being a spiritual being. Go look at it again. The map, they created this big old elaborate thing. Be mindful that Russia, the United States, and a couple other places can fit inside of Africa, just so you know. Go look at the circumference. Like, all of it is an illusion that they try to put over top of your brain. Even the way English is a spell. It's all back, like reversal of speaking. You even have to watch what you say. They knew this. So do with that information what you will. Look up the etymology of words. It's important. And mind you, just so you know, at one point in time, everybody had a dictionary, and the etymology of words was important in this system. They took it out. They send your kids to school They don't send their kids to the schools that they send you to. Public school was created by them to control. Their kids don't go there. The information that they gave you, even in the public schools, like literally, I keep saying to everybody that went to college and learned a lot of stuff, like y'all need a class action lawsuit against these people. The information that they told and that they gave was all falsified documents of what they wanted you to learn. Enough. Go look up the archaeologists and things of that nature. Like anything that they found that was out of place with time, they buried, they shelved. This is the reason why also the Vatican has a whole lot of stuff that they're not giving us, because guess what? It's out of place. It's out of what they're trying to tell us. It's been a warp that they've been trying to put on people's mind. And after you see it, you can't unsee it. Then you're going to go look at some other stuff that you've seen before, and you're going to start to see it differently. There shouldn't be any slaves whatsoever. And then also this, like, right in your face, and I'm telling you this, like, from the reality and standpoint, look up sigils. Go look up what a sigil is, right? Go look up what signs are and things of that nature. And I know a lot of people did this when they was looking up, like, Starbucks and businesses and things of that nature, but it goes even a whole lot further. When you go look up what sigils are and like stuff from what they tell you, like hoodoo, voodoo stuff, and from a person that's religious and anything, the only reason why I'm telling y'all to go look at this stuff is because after this, go look at your favorite movie from back in the day and see what you see. Because they've been doing it this whole entire time. It is in your face. When I was learning up, like, what what is it called? Veve is, right? And so it's like a sigil sign. It's like, it'll look like artwork to you. That's not artwork. They're actively casting spells in your face. And so I went back to look at I was just hanging out and we was watching, a movie, and I happened to look and I'm like, that is a freaking baby on that wall. But when I first seen the movie, I didn't see it because I didn't know what it was. But after you start to learn what things are, we are slaves to the system as we speak. Daggone right, because if y'all don't know it, like, this land was conquered. Like, I'm trying to explain it to y'all. Like, they will try to set us back to a certain point in time. 1817 something is what they keep wanting to take us back to. But technically, we were here long before that. And there was indigenous people here long before that. There's treaties based off of it. Like my grandfather is Creek, like the history that I went back with them. So we got a different, but my mom's dad that we don't know nothing about, come to find out, is Creek. And he would be one of the indigenous people that they literally tried to bury their information. Like, they have vaults and stuff of indigenous people's information. Like, even looking at your old birth certificates for your grandmothers and things of that nature. Like, hey Bethany, welcome. Thank you for being here. It's a lot of stuff that they have done to try to cover up your history and things of that nature. But mind you, they're actively using it right in your face. And so they will tell you that this is bad and this, that, and the third, but y'all, they're using your stuff right in your face. They're literally tying sigils, seals, and things of that nature, veves, to businesses because it's like spells casting over it to create money. Like, this system is nothing but greed. It's based off of money. And again, you don't have to listen to nothing that I'm saying. Just after you go look it up, then go look at whatever else you want to look up from the past, and it'll tell you. There's a lady, like, this is one of the things that should tell you. There's a lady, right, and I'll tell you her name. She started recording history. So for everybody that don't know, there's a lady that was recording history. VHSs and this, that, and the third. She started, like, paying attention because they were changing the history right in our face. They've been doing it for a very long time. And a lady happened to realize it and see it and know it. And so she started recording. She ended up with like 8 apartments and some other stuff because she was actively recording, like, news, everything. And then after this lady died, and this is another thing, y'all have to train y'all kids right, because after she died, her son gave it to the government. Like, why would you do that when these are the people that she was trying to show us what was happening? What's the lady's name? Her name is Marion Stokes. Go look up Marion Stokes. It says Stokes' most notable contribution was her 24-hour news cycle archiving project, in which she recorded and stored vast amounts of television news, documentaries, and cultural programming. Her goal was to preserve the truth and provide a resource for people to assess historical events objectively. By the time of her death, she had operated 9 properties, 3 storage units, housing a massive collection. Her work is often described as guerrilla archiving, a grassroots independent effort to safeguard media history against the loss of broadcast content. Her collection includes programs like Nightline, Oprah Winfrey Show, Today's Show, Star Trek, as well as political and cultural events. And she knew that they was changing history actively right in our face, so she started documenting and recording it. Marion Marguerite Butler, November 25th, 1929 is when she was born in Germantown, Philadelphia, PA. She died December 14th in 2012. This is the other thing. Something that y'all are going to see. The history that they're giving us, y'all don't realize that our timelines are crossing over. Like, y'all do realize that during this time, what's her name? The one that they said, get off the back of the bus, get off the bus. Like, these people's timelines, these people ain't dying until now. Like, so the history that they're telling y'all, we're actually actively coexisting at the same time, right? But mind you, that's the same thing that happened back then. So it's almost like, and with the Vatican doing what they did, it's almost like Noah growing up with his great grandfather, right? Whoever that was, whichever one of it was, or Adam and Eve, and then the kids, the grandkids growing up with the grandparents, and then they leaving a documentary or they leaving a journal of what happened when they was with their grandparents, and this is what happened, and then the Vatican coming along and saying, no, we're gonna take that out. That's too controversial because I can't. But mind you, you were there. You were there in that point in time. It's also like even now. The U.S. is this. This is how I describe the U.S. It is the equivalent of Stitch, Bethany, Mike, and anybody else that's there, right? You build your heritage, your legacy. You have a house. Y'all have a 10-bedroom mansion, right? And I'm the U.S. government, me, myself. And I decide that today I'm just going to walk in any one of y'all houses, every single one of y'all. And I'm going to walk into your house, and now I'm going to take, and I'm going to put my feet that I've been barefoot walking around outside, I'm going to put my feet on your couch. And then after I put my feet on your couch, I'm going to go in your refrigerator and I'm going to start eating your food. Then I'm going to go find your car keys and I'm going to start driving your car. Then I'm going to go and invite all my friends over and I'm going to have a party in your house, right? Because the White House is on stolen land. They don't pay rent or nothing. The White House is actively on stolen land. And then the history they're going to tell you is that it was swampland. No, the hell it wasn't. Because if you go back before that into the history, it'll tell you that it was people that was here. They're going to say, oh, it was boating. It was this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. But meanwhile, again, when your mom had kids, she had your oldest, she had the middle, and then she had the youngest, or then she had how many ever, 10, 12, whatever. So the first person that was here, you know, they described them as they was bigger than us, they lasted longer than us, this, that, and the third. The second group, their timeline is a little bit different because, you know, there's a lot, Rosa Parks, yeah, there's a timeline, but, you know, the mom and dad are a different mom and dad, same mom and dad, but a different mom and dad based off of now they have a little bit more patience. Now y'all have a little bit more money. Now y'all, you know, whatever it is that makes them a different mom and dad from the first, same mom, same dad, but different perspective from each child that comes along. Anyway, long story short, the people from over Rome, Britain, Spain, all them, Germany, they got tired. People told them, y'all gonna have to figure out somewhere else to live. So they send them, you know, Christopher Columbus ass niggas over here, and they say, oh, we discovered America. Meanwhile, it was already people living here. And so then they tell their homeboys, like, oh, we got a new place and some people living over there. They don't speak the language that we know. And so we just gonna come over there and take their stuff. So then they come over here and they like, oh, well, we got this document that we got, and that we get to take the land. And the people that don't speak the land, indigenous, they like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, why you got them, the talking papers? That's what they call them. They got these talking papers. We don't know what they're saying. And meanwhile, instead of them, because remember, they got, and we got swords and shit. So you can get me from way over there. So now the people like, oh my God, what type of sorcery is that? Because, oh my God, they, killed old Walking Tom from 100 miles away. But meanwhile, we don't know what this is. Anyway, long story short, now the talking papers say, this is our land. But mind you, your grandmama, your great grandmama, your da-da-da-da-da lived here. So you telling me that this your house, but I'm saying, I don't give a fuck. Because it's mine today because now I'm here. And so I like the fact that you got good food in your house. You got brie cheese and you got, whatever it is, you got steaks and you got lambs up in here. Oh, I'm taking that. That's mine. And then now I'm going to invite my homeboys over because, it's a free for all over in here. And then I'm going to start telling you rules and regulations. Like you get to drive your car at 7 p.m. But, because this is what they did. They literally go look up some of the treaties. Like these niggas is crazy. Then they say, you can't sell your land. The only people that can sell your land is the federal government. This is what they told the indigenous people here. Like, go look it up. You can't sell your land and it be traced back through title. We the only people that can do that. What? Then, mind you, we take and we try to integrate into your society because you said this is what we got to do because that's what you brought the Turkle papers over here. I don't even know what the hell this shit said. Anyway, so we take it to the court, the Supreme Court. But mind you, in the book of Judges, because as God was telling you that generation was going to be passed down, God said the children of Israel, because it's a people, not a land. So Israel and the children of Israel is two different people. Israel is, I don't know what they're talking about. The children of Israel is Jacob and Esau. In the book of Lesser Genesis, the book of Jubilees, it talks about God, when God created earth on the first day, second day, third day, God literally told Adam at this time, before the earth was created, in the mixing of the earth being created at the beginning of time, that Jacob will be my first son during the creation. And so what ended up happening is the Bible, the Catholic Church, because this is what they said and this is what's in there. But if you go look up the Ethiopian Bible, this story is completely different. So, and mind you, that book was written first. So who the hell do they think they are? Because they think they're better than God, because God said that Jacob will be my first son, but they keep tying things to lineage and to the oldest son. So if y'all go look up the story of Rebecca, when God said there will be two lineages being formed in your womb, Esau and Jacob, the Catholic Church said that Esau was the first one out, so Esau has the birthright. So they told y'all that Jacob stole Esau's birthright because he was hungry. That's a lie. In the book of the Lesser Genesis, the book of Jubilees, it literally says before Esau and Jacob even existed in the book, or any lineages has came along, Adam is like 15 to 20 generations away from Jacob. So God was talking about Jacob and the children of Israel during they even existed, during the time that the earth was being created. Just so y'all know. So Jacob's birthright was always Jacob's birthright. The Bible and the Catholic Church, because I ain't gonna say the Bible, the Catholic Church lied. And they twisted the story. But mind you, there's a story that's older than what they did that says that it's tied to Jacob. So it talks about Esau's color is light like this, and Jacob's color is this color. And as they go along and they start to tell the stories, it starts to tell you about all the children of Israel, which is tied to the lineage, tied to Adam and everybody else, because you will be blessed for forever. But then it starts to tell you how they got separated, how certain ones fell out of grace, just like it talks about the story of Lot. When Lot ran away from Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot was blessed because he's one of the tribes. But what happened with Lot was Lot literally got cursed later on after him and his daughters and the mom ran. The mom turned around, got changed into a pillar of salt. When he got to the land where they were sitting, the daughters thinking that they, was going to be the only people on earth, went and molested their father while he was intoxicated and had a child. That child name is father of son. Moab, I think. Moab. So the Moabites is out of incest. So the Moabites got cursed because of incest. Still a part of a chosen bloodline, but got a curse because of what the daughters did. So the Moabites have been arguing with Jacob, the children of Israel, same family line, same uncle, auntie, people, but each line started to get cursed because of what they were doing, inserting paganism, doing this, doing that. So the Moabites was they hated the children of Israel. They wanted to fight the children of Israel. God said, y'all can't fight. Mind you, the Moabites ended up with their own lands. Everybody was given their own lands except the Levites. The Levites are the priests. The Levites don't have no land. They are to be wherever the temple is to be built. Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, Babylon. All in the talks about in a different Bible. Like, y'all, the lineage, the things that they did is messed up. Guess who know? The Vatican. Guess who ain't trying to take no DNA test? Them Jewish people over there. Guess why? Because everybody know. Like, you can go look it up. The text exists. They just gonna make you have a little bit of hard time finding it. But I'm telling you where you could go look at it, where you could go find it. But there's still some stuff that's not adding up. You want to know why? Because there was a certain point in time in history that the Vatican and gaslit some people to the tune of, this is the reason when I said, y'all, this time when y'all go do whatever it is y'all do not burn the books. Do not burn the temples. Do not burn the stuff down. They're going to try to do it. Y'all protect these books with y'all life. This is the reason why they now have a discrepancy during a certain small window of history. But the Vatican, no, because the Vatican called for the pillaging of stuff. They pulled stuff from over here, pulled stuff from over there. Even on our property right here, right now, there is a obelisk, yes, sitting on the White House property. That don't belong there. It came from somewhere else. They're all the same people, Stitch. It's black. It all came from the original nation. And it's even where they show you Asia Minor, it's Africa, it's Asia Minor. Like, look at the map. But I'm telling you, all these land masses, if you look at them, it looked like a puzzle piece. They was all together at the same place. And even the older people, like when you hear the stories, they'll say, we all got together and nobody cared. Nobody argued about nothing. Like, even people when they travel, they will tell you that all the people, even after they created the religion, people got along. It wasn't until they started that thing where this and this was an issue. This is only 500 years old. Like, go look it up. Everybody got along. It did not matter. The first documented religion is Sumerian or something of that nature. But mind you, even the Hindu people, they believe, like, they don't care what you believe. As long as you believe in God. That's it, that's all. As long as you believe in God, the one God, the God that created, the beginning, the creator, that's it, that's all. Mind you, even if you go look in the book of Genesis in the Bible, if you listen to what God says, it says we. It starts to talk about there's other, like, the verbiage is there. And then you have to remember that Hebrew, Arabic, whatever the languages were, that it is the translation. Some words don't translate over. All of the stuff is there. All you have to do is go look at it for yourself. All you have to do is get out of your own way. Ask God to open you up to the point where it's not the conditioning. A lot of us have the conditioning that we have been put this on us, or we listen to stories and we let them tell us the story, and then we just go off of verbatim what they said. Go read it for yourself. Just because somebody else read it don't mean that you're not going to get something else. And you have to remember, some keys are just only for you. That's a fail-safe mechanism that God has put into the system, because God also knows that these people are wicked. God knew we was going to be hard-headed. Like, it's there. It's in the text. God knows that we were going to be hard-headed. God also said that eventually we will all come back to the covenant. We will all get out of our own way and get beyond what these people have done. This is why we already know God wins in the end. Like, we will win in the end, but you have to get back in covenant. And I mean the covenant with you and God. Everything they have done. I told you, we can look at God has given us everything for free. And then they took it because they think they're better than God. They took it, they manipulated it, GMO'd it, did, regenerated it, did this, that, and the third. And then they charged us for it. The fact of the matter is a lot of people out here will say they're vitamin D deficiency. You wasn't vitamin D deficient when you was living outside. Your eyes, melanin, the melanin, because like what she said, that the guy said about there is no black and white. We're all different shades of, the land where we came from. What I don't understand, and what I'm going back to Moses, is why they disobeyed God and died in the wilderness. Only a chosen few got to go to the promised land. Joshua leading the way to heaven. So you do realize the earth started before the Bible, right? Your Bible, go look up the Bible. The Bible's only about less than 5,000 years old. People have been on earth over 300,000 years or more, right? And so don't even know where 17 came from. I just told you why. I gave you the reason why each person, like, this is the reason why, like, you're supposed to remember the covenants. You're supposed to remember, like, times. Jubilee years. Jubilee years are important. If you go look at the Ethiopian Bible, it tells you that there's this year, because you're always supposed to be able to celebrate something about the land, right? And so even every 7 years, like, you're not supposed to keep a person in debt every over 7 years. At 7 years, their debt is supposed to be released. Like, since I've been on earth, we have had a jubilee. They have just had a jubilee, but technically that date and that time could actually be off because of the fact that the Ethiopian Bible, they're in 2018, I think. So their jubilee should be next year. The Catholic Church just had a jubilee last year. Remember? But mind you, these are covenants that are supposed to be kept with God, period. Like, from the beginning to the end. And if you go look at, like, the book of Jubilees will tell you they're actually measuring time through the Jubilee years. This year, remember I showed y'all yesterday, this year, for some reason, aligns with, this lady has a 1830 Bible, I think is what it was. It was the message from yesterday. I showed it to y'all yesterday. This year corresponds with that year. And for some reason, whatever they did in that Bible during that year, and back then they try to make sure that they had it, because they wasn't lying as much as they was, as they doing now. Because now they just lying a whole lot. They don't give a damn. But they try to make sure the history was almost lined up. It got the dates. The April 5th is everything lined up. And this is the other thing. The covenant with God and the month, the things that's supposed to be happening, everything started on a new moon. Everything. So during the new moons, just know that right there is the time. So even when they was talking about the new year, it was the new moon. When they put it in January, it's not the right time. They're keeping you. This shit is done intentionally. I'm telling y'all. It's done intentionally because as long as you're out of covenant, they can keep you a slave. If you know about the covenant and you know about the dates and you know about the jubilees, these people will tell you not to do something about astrology and this, that, and the third. But guess what? You've been here hundreds of thousand years before that. Your history, your time, where do you think any of it came from? They're telling you about the watchers and they're telling you about the fallen angels and this, that, and the third. But this was during the time of them. We've been here before that. The stories that they're telling, even when they said, when I said, I have not lied, I have not stolen, I have not cheated, that was a way for, in ancient Egypt, if you go look up yesterday when I was, when I was telling y'all about Anubis, the weighing of the heart, that came from that. But don't it also remind you of something? Catholic confession. They go in and they confess their sins. It's preparing you for death, the afterlife, and the weighing of the heart. Everything that they're doing, like all of this stuff, ain't none of this new. It's all old stuff. It's all our old stuff. Stuff that they try to recycle and put back into the system, but then they basically try to alter it to where it benefits them and not you. All of this is not new. They tell you there's nothing new under the sun. Like they telling you the truth right in your face, but not also explaining it to you properly. So everything that they learned, everything that's in them books, and I don't care which book it is something old. They just been manipulated. So it's like even the people, you die today, you're not prepared to go into the afterlife at all, period. This you're gonna recycle back into here to be a slave for them. And mind you, not only that, now they done recycled your ass to have, autism or whatever else you're gonna have, you could potentially have fucking with them. Excuse me, have you not noticed that everything that they have done, y'all ain't hear that man when he said that they started giving y'all babies shots and things of that nature. They made it mandatory before they go to school, but now they're telling you what was in them. Like y'all ain't realized that they confessing everything right now. They're telling everything that they have done. Have you ever noticed that the stuff that was, Mike said it earlier, everything that was good for us, they took out of the system. They told you that your grandmom having that bacon grease and all that stuff on the counter wasn't good for you. Mind you, fat rendering was the best, because if you notice when vegetable oil and this, that, and the thing came into play, look at what diseases started after that. Look at what diseases happened. Like anything that was good for us, they took and then they manufactured something else, non-stick pans. But mind you, guess what everybody else going back to? Cast iron pans. Like anything that you had before was already closer, like getting closer to nature, things of that nature. Guess who took the when there was herbalism and stuff into the system? Go look up which family took that out, which made it illegal for you to practice herbalism. One of them families that y'all keep talking about, which ain't pulling no strings either, because there's other people behind that. Go look at who, like everything that we have right now is a manufactured something that they can charge us for. That's what it is. This system is based off money. So if they can figure out how to squeeze every dime out of us, but mind you, we ain't got free healthcare, we ain't got free schooling, we ain't got free nothing. They're sending our money outside of the country to give to other people for them to have it, but we don't have it. Like all of these things are real. Then all of the stuff, like imagine why they would have to correct, like the people are reading instructions down and ingredients and this, that, and the third. All of a sudden now everybody's on a health kick, right? So now people ain't fucking with this business because you got this in there. Y'all see how quickly a lot of these companies are changing their ingredients back to natural ingredients? That means they could have done it before. What was beneficial to them to feed us poison? Because we wasn't paying attention. But now that it's costing them, because now we're paying attention, and now we're saying, why would you be putting, rubber in the food? Why would you be putting this chemical in the food? You can preserve, women have been preserving canned goods and everything else throughout time without putting poison in it. But yet somehow they'll say preservatives because for da 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 da. You didn't have to put that in there. It's natural stuff. You can use lemon, you can use vinegar, you could use, whatever you could use. But why are you using that? A chemical. Now all of a sudden everybody health conscious, everybody this, that, and the third. They're starting to fix it. Have you ever noticed that even they talk about, the meats and this, that, and the third? Like, why would you be now doing that? Why did they make it illegal? Why are they trying to make it illegal for people to grow their own food? Why are the seeds patented? God gave us everything we needed and we allowed these people to corrupt the system. But mind you, it's the government. This is the reason why I'm telling y'all, ain't none of them no good. Blue side ain't no good, red side ain't no good. Because they're the ones that allowed the corporations to get their foot inside of this system so heavy that now we have to fight these people to get it out of the system. Ain't no reason why seeds should be patented, other than the fact that they want you to have to buy them. Why are you buying seeds that should grow in fruit that you should be able to replant? Because it's going to give them money in their pocket. Why is it that back in the day you used to be able to go outside with your son and teach your son how, or your daughter, to change the oil, to change the brakes on the car? Now, guess what? Or change a light bulb. Now they're making it so you can't change. Everything is a closed system. You got to take it back to the shop. They're trying to make sure that they continue. Like, we have to be the change. We have to stop. Stitch said, I am white, Christian, conservative, and I don't see color, even though it's visible, but I don't see it. I see your soul. Wanda said, so true. I'm just starting my book. It's a lot. We're all God's children. So I can only do one paragraph a day. Yes, I'm going to start reading more though. Yes, because everybody needs to see what's there. Like, even if it's somebody else's culture, being accepting of another person's culture, it ain't you. Like, you don't have to try to force somebody to believe what you believe, but we can all coexist. We can all try to make the world a better place. We can all protect Mother Nature. Like, I don't have to be critical of you because you think something different. Like, your journey's your journey, my journey's my journey. What's meant for me is what's meant for me. What's meant for you is what's meant for you. But why we can't get along in the process? I don't have to try to kill you because of the fact that you don't believe something else. Have you looked at, like, throughout history, they will try to kill you in the name of God. God is love. But yet you keep trying to convince me that God is whatever it is that you're creating into the system, but you come in hate and killing first. Like, we have to start paying attention, as to who we celebrate and who we allow into the system. Like, and mind you, see them for what they truly are. Like, not what we want them to be. You can't say that you are against, child predators. Meanwhile, these people are child predators because, Catholic Church, whatever. I don't have a heaven or hell to put them in. But when you got insurance clauses that say if you touch a person, innocent, then you just pay. Or when somebody comes to you and they tell you that this person touched me and nothing gets done, but the person gets moved around, I'm not supporting that. You're not going to tell me that that's God. And not just the Catholic Church, it's put us people that do that. And so we all have to be mindful that this is actively going on. And if we're participating, because you become a willing participant, if you still sit in the company, if you still rubbing elbows because, you revere these people as, God, that's also an idol too. So they telling you not to worship idols, but technically I become the idol. You're not going to convince me of that. You're not going to convince me that you telling me that this is bad, but you want me to look at you as the end all of end alls. No, I'm not doing that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't say that you're on the side of right and celebrate a predator. Yeah, you can have compassion, you can have empathy, you can, there should be some type of reformation or reform. Like, something has to happen, but you can't be up here and not be held accountable. There's not two different sets of rules for anybody. This is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do. You can't be mad at me for pointing it out and telling you. Like, people get mad at me for saying this is a predator, but they're not mad at their behavior. Like, you're not going to be able to trick me in that form or fashion. Like, I'm wrong because I'm telling the people what you did. It's like, people say, oh, that's blasphemous. You're talking about the Pope, this, and the third. Well, am I telling a lie? Because they do have the books. They do have votes. They do have stolen stuff that don't belong to them. And whether or not they want to talk about is preservation or anything else, it don't belong to you. And if you know my culture and you know my history and you know who I am as a person and it belongs to me, it's supposed to be passed down to my history, I want my stuff. But instead of you trying to give me my stuff, what you try to do is manipulate the system to now bury me or cover me up and try to say that I am not who I am. That's not my lineage. That's not my stuff because you want to keep it. That means that you're just as guilty as the people that came before that took it. And you're not going to convince me that I'm wrong because I know I'm not wrong. You wouldn't want me doing it to you. You wouldn't want me going in your house and taking stuff that was designated for you to pass down to your kids, to your lineage, to your heritage, and keep it in a vault or anywhere else and say that I'm keeping it for protection. Mind you, I'm here. I'm actively in the system. I want my stuff. It was designed for me to be able to live this life into this life and whatever else I was going to do in a better form or fashion. But meanwhile, what you're trying to do is keep your foot on my neck. You're trying to hold me down. You're trying to make it so I'm not aware that that belongs to me. You don't want to return the jewels. You don't want to return the knowledge. You don't want to return nothing. So you're just as guilty as your ancestors. And now that also means that I can go into the system, I can say, God, get them. But if actively God now allows me to be able to do whatever, is necessary, then when God say, get them, I'm going to get them. Because you're not listening. You don't want to return nothing because it benefits you. Like it's been benefiting a lot of people to, play this card. They've been turning a blind eye. They don't care when bombs is dropping on other people's, kids, and when other people's kids is being taken, and when other, people are getting, deleted out of the system. They don't care because they play this card and it benefits them. It's not until it don't benefit them until the system starts doing this to them. And then they say, oh, I was tricked by the system. You was never tricked because your morals, your values, and your boundaries were always being watched and, talked to by God. God saw your morals and values wavered when, this was on the table. You didn't care. You saw that it was wrong that, they held down a group of people and you benefited from it. So you didn't say anything. What you said was, y'all comply. But when the system, came for you, you didn't, and you complied, and they still, and now you're deleted. Now you saying we're not mad enough. What you want me to do? I mean, because I've been telling you this whole entire time. I've been telling you how it's been going down. We've been telling you how they've been doing our kids. They've been telling you how they've been doing our people. But your husbands, your granddaddies, and everybody else been deleting our kids for a long time. They don't care that we family. They don't care that we came from the same da-da-da-da-da. They don't care. All they care is that this system turns into the biggest, brightest this. And then after it's gone, right, and in case all of us went somewhere else, right, and there was no more of us for y'all to see, who the hell do y'all think that when y'all left like this, who y'all think is going to be the slaves then? You know what? And this is not to say nothing or not to shade nothing, anybody in America, right? But just so y'all know, it could be the trashiest, trailer park ass, dustiest, brokest version of this. And they still think they got an upper hand on a black person because, or a brown person or a copper person, just because they got this. So do you benefit from that, or are you a part of the collective and you want to do better? Because eventually they're going to come for your ass too. Because it's about greed and money. So even when you don't see color, you definitely should see color. You want to know why? Because the color is green. The color is blue. The color is greed. It ain't about a black or a white thing. Because even if black people, like, and just so y'all know, like, even when they said segregation, we said, okay, fuck it. We want to segregate. Send us over here, right? And again, this may be hard for anybody, but just know that I love who love me. And so I ain't got a racist bone in my body, but the truth is the truth. And if you want to hear the truth, this is the truth. They can say segregate, right? And, they can put all the laws that they want to on the table and stand a third. And the black people say, we're going to go segregate. Give us where we should go. And we just going to be around people like us, right? That's not going to be good enough. Because then they're going to be wondering what we're doing. Like, it's been proven throughout history, Tulsa and a couple other places, Lake Lanier, the place in New York. Every time black people go be where they're going to be and we just mind our own business, they will figure out a way to come and destroy it because of the fact that something about us is burning a hole in their brain to come fuck with us. Jacob, it's not about spreading lies at all, period. You can go look up anything that you want to look up. And apparently you want attention. And so you have to go ahead. Good. You don't belong here. Only people that want to hear the truth belong here. So I'm going to put you on mute because, I don't do bad behavior. And if you don't want to learn or anything, you have to talk to your mother. I don't play with other people's kids, especially ones that don't, Anyway, y'all, so I love y'all and thank y'all for being here. Everybody that loves to be here and can go look up anything, because as I said, don't trust me, go look up everything that I said. Always test the spirit, always, figure it out. Don't let nobody just tell you nothing. Don't let nobody play in your face. Not just seeds, Ty said companies are taking out the bad ingredients because they're losing money, but did they really change or they just change the wording? That's also a thing too, Mike, because as you know, they'll do what they want as long as people are looking. They'll do what needs to be done in order to keep their money. But then also that tells me, like I said, some people are still not good people. They just don't want to lose their benefits. And so that's the thing. When you started from the bottom, now we hear, I already told y'all yesterday, a lot of people that start from the bottom, y'all are definitely the ones that, benefit in life and society because you know how to make something happen. People that start all the way up here, when they start losing stuff, they rather, delete themselves from the system because they don't know how to make it without anything. And, that's sad for them, but also they should start realizing, like, sometimes God wants you to see from somebody else's level, and that will turn you into the best businessman, the best person, to be able to lead the show. But you got to be able to see it from everybody's side. Like if you want to start up here and you don't see it from down here, then how are you going to know what the people are going through? It's like, have you ever seen Undercover Boss and they be a billionaire and then they go into the business and then they start to see from the eyes, they don't want nobody to treat them like, they don't want them to know that they're the ones that run the company, and they go from ground zero into their company and they start to see the flaws of the system. And so it's not to say anything, bad about a person that starts from here, because good, you have, the knowledge, the information. But if you never go down here, if you never can see it from anybody else's eyes, it's not going to be a good leader because you're just going to be saying, do this, do that. The Vatican is full of dead bishops. I've been there. I did not feel joyful there. I felt scared and I wanted to get out. And so it's like this. So I did trucking. Anybody that's new here, I did trucking for 10 years, right? And initially, when I started my trucking company, I started because I was introduced to somebody, and this person was doing trucking and they was making a pretty good living. So I started off in heavy haul and things of that nature. But I learned a lot of different stuff about trucking, good, bad, ugly, and indifferent, because, person ghetto for all intents purposes, but the person was very knowledgeable, right? Anyway, long story short, so from a business standpoint, because I opened the company and did everything and I was hiring people, I didn't actively know what it took for, drivers and what they went through, right? So when the drivers was being late, on the loads and stuff, it would make me mad because, now I got to answer to the people, because now I got to be the one to explain why the driver's late, what is happening, what's going on, da 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 da. And I didn't understand why the drivers was always late. And I'm saying, like, what the hell is wrong with you? All you have to do is drive. And so again, I could be, have been talking to people in a way that, because I wasn't comprehending, right? So anyway, long story short, when I had to become the driver, right, there was no drivers. I had to go do the thing. So then I realized that when I'm getting there, first of all, it's way stations that you have to go through. Sometimes you get to the truck stop and there's somebody parked in the fucking fuel aisle that's in the shower or doing something that, God forbid. So then that happens, or something could be going on and it could be packed and somebody shut down, that happens. Or then you get to a loader, and now they don't have nobody taking off the fork, take the stuff off the forklift, or it's so many trucks there that now that throws your time back. And then now because you're back here, you're late here. When you're late here, it's going to create you to get late there. Then I went into trucking during a time where there was logs. And so again, thank God I learned, good stuff, but I also learned some ghetto shit, right? So they, which back then you could, manufacture the logs. But then they said ELD went into effect. So when the ELD went into effect, that's electronic logs. You can't just, conjure up nothing on electronic logs, except for, you can conjure up something on electronic logs. So you can't learn until you learn, okay? Anyway, long story short, as I'm doing the job, now I'm starting to learn why the drivers are late. So now I got a whole different perspective on trucking. because now I done ran the business part of the trucking. I done booked the loads. I done scheduled the loads. I done dropped the loads off. I done, had to go long haul cross country. I done had, he said, preach all facts, 100% truck driver here, period. So it's like, in case anything happens and you go through DOT check, they could shut you down. You could blow a tire. Like, it's so many different reasons why somebody could be late. Now, not to mention truck drivers just be out here doing shit because these niggas out here be selling fuel. They be fucking around with bitches. So there is shit. Some of them be on drugs. There is stuff that could just be a truck driver fucking around. I wasn't doing none of that. I was actively going, grabbing a load, doing the stuff. And so now I'm starting to see a different side. I'm starting to see the side where you can have all the best intentions under the sun to get the load here and back and off and pick up the new load, and it don't go that way. You can get to a place and sit there for fucking 10 hours. I had one time I got to a place and nigga pissed me off so bad because they supposed to be loading this stuff. Mind you, we in a little low life ass place. I used to do a lot of loads from here to Florida, back and forth, anywhere in Florida. And so anybody that did runs from here to Florida know that going into Florida, you make a lot of money. Coming out of Florida, ain't no fucking money. So you either gonna take some loads around Florida to accumulate for that, or you just gonna drop that shit and come back as fast as you can, pick up another one, go back. All right. So God doesn't see color, so why should I? We're all created equal. We all bleed red. That's not the thing. You're missing what I'm saying. So when I'm saying that, I'm saying that because of what they have put into the system, because now what people have been conditioned, the color is green or blue, meaning money. So you can pay somebody to disrupt the natural cycle of things. And just so you know, again, because I'm always saying also, even in that, Mother Nature is going to adjust itself as many times as necessary and possible in order to put itself back into alignment. So we have actively that nature is going to do its thing because it's set on balance. The positive and the negative, as above, so below, as within, so without. That's what the universe is set on. The people, because they are people and they do what they do, they try to pay to keep people off balance. So this is also the reason why everybody has to realize y'all been putting y'all foot on a certain group of people's necks for so long. That's out of balance. It has to be paid for. Restoration has to be given. You cannot continue to keep wanting to do a thing. So whether or not you see it or not, it has actively been put into the system and it has to be restored. It has to be paid for. It's called balance, cause and effect. And so whether or not you don't see it or did see it, or it was a thing. 500 years, it has been a thing. It has to be restoration. As above, so below. Everything is yours, yet nothing is yours. It's the natural order, natural state of a thing. So you're going to pay for it willingly or you're going to pay for it unwillingly. Either way, you're going to pay for that. So know it. All right, so back to the other thing, as far as trucking is concerned, like, or anything in life, you don't know it until you become that. So being a white person, you can't tell me what it is to be black if you don't know what it is to be black. Same way I can't tell you what it is to be white, but it looks real cushy over there because guess what? Anytime you could just freely do whatever you want to do and not have to worry about it, seems very cushy to me. But in my life span, I have to, tell my kids that you do realize that when you hit them doors, make sure you got your license on you. Make sure that if anything happens, you call me. Make sure that when you do this, you don't do that. And now y'all might be, experiencing the same exact thing, but guess what? This has been already integrated and put into my system for a very long time. So God, it wasn't intended for anything to be what other than what it is. And so God knew Jacob before Jacob was born. I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. But guess what? There's actively another person over here pretending to be God. But you won't have to pay for it. If they feed you, you got to pay for it. If they house you, you have to pay for it. If they clothe you, you got to pay for it. Meanwhile, God said, I gave it to you and it's free. But y'all don't even know who God is because guess what? God will show up today and y'all will kill it. Y'all will allow God to be killed. Anytime anything showed up on this planet that was good, Y'all got rid of it. The bells don't exist no more. The frequency don't exist the way it should no more. Like, have y'all not paying attention? So, like I said, I can talk to y'all until the cows come home. You're never going to get it because of the fact that even if y'all think Jesus is God, y'all still allowed them people to kill him. Ain't no way God gonna show up and you ain't gonna give your life for God. I would rather die first. But y'all let them people put their hands on your God. Anytime anything shows up, it's people that show up on this planet that have showed up multiple times. And y'all still allow for these people to kill it. The whole group of whatever army, military, whatever. There's another man that showed up. I can tell you his name too. Like, at the end of the day, if I can go Google it right over here, I can go over here and Google what's the man that showed up with Jesus traits. Watch this, and then his name gonna show up. And mind you, out here doing miracles. Y'all asking for a miracle, and then when a miracle show up, y'all act like y'all act like, oh, these people got a hold, like, y'all gonna have to figure out that coming together is gonna be your best bet. You can stop it if you come together. What's the man's name that was doing miracles? There's several people. But this ain't none of the ones I want. Anyway, but they got several people here. Some name Gillian Sage credited with 2 healings through the one that I can say the ones that miracles that the government cut up. How about that? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hold on. Wrong place. Let me go to Google. Copy. Google. Yo, I told y'all, Bing just don't be wanting to do nothing. Bing be acting like they just, excuse me. Bing said they don't want no smoke from nobody. Don't ask them nothing. Oh, Google got a new sign. God doesn't. You could blow a tire and you have to wait for the guy to come and help you change it. You ain't never lied. Them niggas take forever. You can go to bed and then wake up and them niggas won't even be there. So you ain't never lied. Simeon Toko. So Simeon Toko was an Angolan religious leader in the mid-20th century. He was a real person. His life has become the subject of intense supernatural legendary legends, particularly in parts of Africa and within certain spiritual communities. Y'all, even y'all deaths have been corrupted. Okay? So this is the thing. When I die, I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Don't let them people embalm me, and don't let them people fucking cremate me either. Because at the end of the day, I might be getting ready to use that body in the next couple days. Okay, so know that, because niggas be just waking the fuck up. All right, so just let me sit still for a minute. Matter of fact, I want to create a fucking home cemetery, so that way just bring me home and let me sit here for a minute in case I decide I want to get the fuck up. Okay. Because that's a real thing. Congolese leader, but mind you, he said that there will be more of these people that show up. So just so y'all know, all y'all got to do is go to Wikipedia. They will show you, so I guess that's what he looked like right there. And it tell you September the 12th, 1887 through October the 12th, 1951. Mind you, I think my mom was born around that time. That's the thing. My mom's birthday is October the 16th, something 50, I think. Mind you, I was born 20 years later. Like, this is how I'm telling you, this shit ain't that old. And it be real stuff, real stories right here. You can go look it up. It says religious leader who founded the Christian New Religious Movement, Kimbanguist. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Consider him to be an incarnation of the Holy Spirit. Mind you, they cut his nigga up in multiple different peoples. I understand where you're coming from. Greed takes over man in the last days. I mean, it ain't been the last days. It's been over 5,000 years. Ever since religion has come into key, Like, y'all can look this up. Like, I ain't even being, shiesty on the dates. Y'all can Google this stuff for yourselves. Ever since organized religion came about, like, we believed in God and everything else hundreds of thousands of years before that. When these people gave you the organized book version, the box version to, pin your mind, is when all the BS started. And also mass production of weapons. This is the only reason why they are able as powerful as they are, because they can make some guns fast. And that's why I keep saying, I don't know why y'all keep arguing with these people, because if just go look up when shit happened. And if I know that's when that happened, and y'all out here trying to figure out how to fix this shit, it don't take much. Who producing it? Where they producing it? Stop it. I ain't said it. It's just a fact. But anyway, it's right here. So the man's name is spelled Simon, Simeon, Kimbangu. It will tell you again, he came here, he was doing miracles, all of this stuff. And let me tell you what they did to him. That's because y'all can go look him up, but I'm gonna tell you what they did to him, because that's what I want to know. This is the shit they did. Cut this nigga up into pieces, sent him around the world. But mind you, this the other part. He sent them to tribes, didn't they? Because didn't I tell you about the woman? When they cut her ass up, they sent her to the tribes. That was the equivalent of hoo-dee-hoo. Like, you know what I mean? Let's assemble, people. Y'all don't even know the old code no more. What did the government do to him? So they arrested him in 1921. They tried him in court. He was accused of disturbing public order. Mind you, the nigga out here doing miracles. And inciting unrest through his preaching and influence. If God show up, y'all gonna let him die. Like, God can show up in human form at this moment in time, and y'all gonna let the government kill him. So at this point, like, why would God show up to help any of y'all? Why would God show up to help any of us when we is still allowing 1%, a small ass, even if it's 5%? It's billions of people. How many people on this earth? Mind you, this is all shit y'all can figure out. Like, it's so easy. All right, so there's 8 billion people on Earth. So, if there's 8 billion people on this Earth, 5% is 405 million people. Mind you, y'all saying it's only 1%. 1% of people running this bitch, but it's 8 billion people. Mind you, just determine that 8 billion people decide that we tired of this shit. We tired of this. Y'all not running this world right. Y'all not representing us the way, and I mean everybody collectively, because it ain't happening just here. It's happening everywhere. So 8 billion people strong, we collectively decide that they not running this shit right. And I know the people who ain't even over here, like, y'all think we fucked up, but it's people that live Italy. Y'all is walking in water on a daily basis. Y'all gonna be gone pretty soon. California, y'all ass is about to fall off the map. Other countries, they got y'all living in shacks. Some of y'all just living, like, they clearly ain't running this joint right. So 8 billion people decide that as 405 million people that are running this shit, and we tired of their asses. That's the militaries, that's the this, that's the that. You mean to tell me that out of, what's the number? God had to come down and be manifested in the flesh to die for our sins. Says who? Them? They told you that? Because guess what? If I was God, I wouldn't have to come down here to nothing. I'd just get rid of y'all, wipe y'all right off the map. Like, y'all be thinking God is small. Like, I don't have to come down here to do nothing to y'all. I turn this bitch upside down, you're done. Like, why you think God got to come down here? Because they told you that? Like, think big. God don't got to do none of that. All he got to do is talk to Mother Nature, get them going. And if y'all keep playing, y'all going to get going anyway. So why would you believe that? Yesterday, you might not have been here, but I told you, in order to control something, in order to master something, give them a God. They gave y'all Jesus. And I ain't judging. Good. But they gave you Simeon. Good. They can give us whoever they want to give us. It don't matter. Y'all are still going to let them kill him. So we got 7.7 billion people left after removing 5% of the people, and y'all still let them kill Jesus. You don't love Jesus. You don't love Jesus at all, period. You don't love Simeon. You don't love a miracle. You don't love nothing. What you love is being told what to do. You love being a slave. That's the truth. And I know you're probably mad at me for telling you, but it's the truth. And I know what God love the truth. So you got 7.7 billion people on earth, and you over here telling me that God had to come down here to be manifested in human form to wipe your ass off this map. But mind you, God sending a plague, a scourge, and everything over here. And then I told you over here at Psalms 91, so I don't have play, God said, hold on to this. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you. No disaster will come near your tent, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so you will not strike your foot against the stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. Everybody that think they're bigger than God, you will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. So you saying that, but again, I just told you that there was Simeon came. First they sent Jesus, then they sent Simeon, but Simeon ain't the only person. Like y'all not looking at nothing, and they keep it hush hush and quiet. But Simeon, when they was cutting him up and everything else, Simeon told them that soon there will be more of us and you won't be able to do nothing with us. This is documented. Like, go to Wikipedia. Like, they don't want you knowing this. They don't want you knowing that at all, period. Because Simeon, there's another one, rain on water. But you don't know nothing about that either. You only know about Jesus, don't you? Because they want to keep your brain. They want to keep you small. You got to think big. You got to think bigger. God is the world, the universe. God created dinosaurs, dragons. You don't believe that though either, do you? Serpents. They imprisoned. They said life imprisonment. So he was in prison for about 30 years. And then first they went mostly in Elizabethville, now Lambashi, where he remained until his death. They banned his movement, the colonial movement. Let me see. Let me tell you who else. You know, not because you ain't looking. You ain't asking for the information because you don't want it. Google. Same nigga. So they'll tell you some different stuff. But same one. He was targeted by the government, arrested, exiled. They got a couple different things here. They got some person named No, that's a different person. This person's name is Jamal. I don't know. Anyway, their stories. You can look it up. So that's all I can tell you. Go with that. So I done told y'all I was gonna leave here 3 times. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Just so y'all know, for everybody that's new, I go live at 8:15 every morning. So thank y'all for being here, and y'all go look up some stuff. Like, it's stuff for you to find. Look through my channel. It's a lot of stuff there. And for the past couple days, just know that the title's always right. I don't give a care what we talk about as we go along, but the title's always right. It'll tell you a story as we go along. So always go with God. Point blank, period. And thank y'all for being here. I love y'all.